And we are underway in this one. Netherlands against Morocco. First half started, and it's so early seconds now are all about settling the nerves. First touches, first passes, and who dares to set the tempo from the kickoff?
Markets have the Netherlands as a modest favorite in the low range with a draw in Morocco, both sitting around the lows and highs. At 0-0 this early, that edge is basically pre-match faith. So the first real spell of pressure can still swing it quickly.
1 minute in and it's still 0-0, and that's exactly where Morocco are comfortable, patient, organized, happy to let it get awkward. The Netherlands have to step their rhythm early with clean passing and quick movement before this turns into a real grind. 2 minutes gone, still 0-0, and that left flank is already a real storyline. The Netherlands wingback is pushing high, which leaves space behind. Morocco will fancy that right-sided run in transition, and it forces the Dutch midfield to shuffle across quickly to plug the gap. 2 minutes in, still 0-0, and it's that classic early feeling of a chess match. Nobody overcommitting, nobody gifting a cheap chance. The key right now is decision-making in those first forward passes. Keep it tidy, or Morocco will pounce on any loose touch.
Netherlands are still priced as the clear favorite in the mid-range, while the draw sits just over 3-0 and Morocco in the highs, so the market's basically holding its pre-match view. At 0-0 this early, a sustained Dutch spell of pressure is the quickest way to turn that edge into a bigger gap.
3 minutes is the first quarter of the night. Netherlands win it. Chadi Riyad forced to concede. Early set-piece chance now to put Morocco under real pressure and test their marking straight away.
Netherlands are still the market favorite in the mid-sur range, but the draw is holding around the lows with noticeably heavier sell-side liquidity sitting above. But it's still 0-0 in an early Dutch corner on the board. A clean set-piece chance is the quickest way to justify that edge. Netherlands stay a modest favorite in the low range, while the draw sits just over 3-0 and Morocco just under 3-0, with a lot more sell-side stack than bids across the board, with it still 0-0. And that early Dutch corner, a real set-piece chance, is the quickest trigger for the favorite price to firm up.
3 minutes gone, all neck, and the Netherlands have an early quarter to swing in. Keep an eye on the referee here. Any Dutch runner leading into the goalkeeper in that 6-yard box could get whistled immediately, so the timing of the blocks has to be perfect.
Netherlands are still only a modest favorite, around 4-0, with draw and Morocco clustered near 3-0, and the book looks top-heavy on the sell side, so it's not chasing risk yet. At 0-0 in the 4th minute, that Dutch corner is the kind of moment that can finally make this price move.
4 minutes in, still 0-0, and Frenkie de Jong gives away the foul. Neil El Ainoui earns Morocco a free kick back in their defensive half. That's an early little warning to the Dutch midfield. Don't get drawn into cheap contact when Morocco are happy to slow it down and reset.
Netherlands are still a modest favorite around the low mark, with the draw just over 3-0 and Morocco just under. And the book looks heavy on the sell side, so prices aren't chasing yet. At 0-0 in the 4th minute, Morocco slowing it down off that foul keeps the market in wait-and-see mode. Netherlands are still a modest favorite around the low range, with the draw just over 3-0 and Morocco just under. And the order book looks heavily stacked on the sell side, so
5
there's
minutes
no
in,
rush.
it's 0-0, and you can already see the
At
Netherlands
0-0,
tempted to go a
5
bit more
minutes in,
direct,
Morocco's
clip
happy
it
to
over
keep
that
it cake.
midfield line,
So
and
the market
skip
stays in
Morocco's
prove it
first
mode
press.
until the Dutch
The
create.
big thing then is the second ball. De Jong and company have to be first to it, or Morocco can spring forward immediately. Five minutes gone, and it's still 0-0, but you can hear it in the stands already. Moroccan and Dutch fans trading volume, and that lifts every tackle and every aerial duel. The next set piece or loose second ball could swing the mood in a heartbeat.
Netherlands are still only a modest favorite around the low range, with draw near a third and Morocco just under, and the book is still very sell-heavy, so nobody's chasing prices up. At 0-0, 6 minutes in, that screams show us a clear Dutch chance before the market widens the gap.
6 minutes in and it's still 0-0, but Morocco's best route looks that right channel fullback, flying on like a winger while the wide man tucks inside to clear the overlap. The Netherlands have to get tight to the ball early because one lifted pass in behind, and it's suddenly panic stations.
Netherlands are still a modest favorite in the low range with a draw around a third and Morocco just under, and the book remains very sell heavy, so prices aren't being chased. At 0.06 minutes in, that's the market saying the Dutch need a clear spell of pressure before it widens.
6 minutes gone, still 0-0, and you can feel that rare bit of history between Netherlands and Morocco adding bite to every early duel. It's cautious, but edgy, both teams probing, and nobody wants to be the one who blinks first with a sloppy touch.
Netherlands are still a modest favorite around the low range with a draw near third and Morocco just under, and the book is stacked with sell-side liquidity, so the pricing isn't chasing. At 0.06 minutes in, that's basically prove it. For the Dutch, one sustained attacking spell is the cleanest trigger for a firmer favorite price. Netherlands are still a modest favorite around the low range with draw near a third and Morocco just under. And the book is overwhelmingly sell side, so prices aren't being pushed higher. At 0.0 in a 7 minute, that's the market waiting for a real Dutch chance before it upgrades them.
7 minutes gone and it's still 0-0, but you can sense the edge in these early duels. Shoulders in, tackles landing, nobody backing out. The referee's next couple whistles could really set the tone for how physical this one's allowed to be.
Netherlands are still prices a modest favorite around the low range with a draw near a third and Morocco just under. And the book remains heavily stacked on the sell side, so nobody's chasing. At 0.07 minutes in, that's the market saying the Dutch need a clear spell of pressure before it widens. Netherlands are still a modest favorite in the low range with a draw just over 3-0 and Morocco just under, and the book remains very sell heavy, so prices aren't being chased. At 0.08 minutes in, that's the market still demanding a clear Dutch chance before it tightens up.
8 minutes in, it's still 0-0, but this has got that needle already. Lace shoulders, heavy contact, and a couple players squaring up after the whistle. The referee's next decision has to draw a clear line because both midfields are testing what they can get away with. 7 minutes in, it's 0-0. Gravenberch lets fly from the right side of the box, and it's blocked. Morocco get bodies across quickly and snuff it out. But then he follows through with the foul, and Morocco win the free kick to slow it down and reset their shape.
Netherlands stay a modest favorite in the low range with the draw just over 3-0 and Morocco just under, and the book is still stacked with sell-side liquidity, so nothing's being chased. At 0.08 minutes in, that fits the edgy stop-start rhythm until the Dutch turn pressure into a clean chance. Pricing should stay sticky.
9 minutes in at 0-0, and that Netherlands-Morocco link is real fuel in the stadium. Every challenge feels personal because so many players and fans have lived both sides of it. You can see it in the early duels and the little shoves after the whistle. Nobody's giving an inch.
Netherlands are still only a modest favorite around 4-0 with a draw near a third, and Morocco just under, and the book remains massively sell side. So the pricing's basically pinned. At 0.09 minutes in, that fits the choppy, foul-heady rhythm. No clean Dutch chance yet, so the market won't upgrade them.
9 minutes in at 0-0, and that Netherlands-Morocco connection is crackling through every tackle. There's pride on both sides, and you can feel it in the crowd noise. It's why these early duels are so fierce. Nobody wants to lose, even a yard against a team that feels so familiar. 10 minutes gone, still 0-0, and Denzel Dumfries is clipped by Ismail Sabari. Free kick, Netherlands deep in their own half. It's another little stoppage in a scrappy opening, and Morocco are making sure every Dutch touch comes with contact. 10 minutes in at 0-0, and the Netherlands-Morocco crossover is absolutely humming in the stadium. Every wheel feels like it's got a bit of identity and pride riding on it. You can see it in the way challenges are followed by a stare or a shove, nobody giving an inch early.
Netherlands are still only a slight favorite around 4-0 with a draw near a third, and the book is overwhelmingly sell side, so prices look pinned rather than trending. At 0-0 after 10 minutes of stop-start fouls, the market's basically waiting for a real Dutch chance before it shifts.
11 minutes gone, still 0-0, and Morocco are looking happy to keep the ball and tempt the Netherlands to step out of that compact block. The big question is whether those Dutch center-backs track the drifting forward runs or hold their line and protect the space straight through the middle. 11 minutes in and it's still 0-0, and Morocco's roaming forward is the reference point. Never fixed, always drifting to pull a center-back out. If the Netherlands bite and follow, that's when the passing lane opens for a runner to dart straight through the middle.
Netherlands still sit as a modest favorite around 4-0 with a draw near a third, and Morocco just under, and that huge sell-side depth is keeping prices pinned rather than drifting. At 0-0 1 minutes, the market's basically saying it needs a clear Dutch spell of pressure before it upgrades them.
11 minutes gone, still 0-0, and Brian Brobby wins a free kick deep in the Netherlands half after a foul by Issa Diop. It's another whistle and a stop-start opening, and both sides are making every duel feel like a proper contest.
Netherlands are still only a modest favorite in the low range, with the draw around a third and Morocco just under, and that heavy sell-side depth is keeping prices basically pinned. At 0-0 after 1-2 minutes of stop-start fouls, it's still waiting for a clean Dutch chance to justify a firmer lean.
12 minutes played and it's still 0-0 between the Netherlands and Morocco, with the rhythm constantly broken up by whistles. Neither side has been allowed to build any real flow yet. Every time someone tries to turn, there's contact and a stoppage. 13 minutes gone and it's still 0-0, but the opening's been chopped up by fouls and little collisions on both sides. The referee's got a decision to make here, a firm word or an early booking, because the next couple of tackles could set the tone.
Netherlands are still only a modest favorite in the low range, with the draw about a third and Morocco highs, and the pricing looks pinned by heavy sell-side depth. At 0-0 after 3 minutes of whistles and collisions, the market's basically waiting for one clean Dutch chance to justify any upgrade.
13 minutes in, still 0-0, and that Netherlands-Morocco crossover is right on the pitch. Mazraoui and others with Dutch roots wearing Morocco colors. Every duel feels personal. In a stop-start opening like this, the first player to keep their head in those tackles could swing the momentum. 14 minutes gone, still 0-0, and Chadi Riyad wins. Morocco a free kick back in his own half. It's another little break in play in a match that just can't find any rhythm yet. Every time someone tries to turn, there's a body in the way and a whistle. 14 minutes in, still 0-0, and in a game this scrappy, the Morocco teenager in midfield could be the one who settles it with a simple first touch and a calm pass. If he can slow it down for a moment, he might also be the trigger to suddenly speed it up when the space opens. Still 0-0 on 104 minutes, and Morocco are clearly trying to pull those Dutch center-backs out toward the channels with that drifting movement up front. The danger for the Netherlands is simple. Follow too far and you open the lane straight through the middle if the next runner times it. 14 minutes gone, still 0-0, and Chadi Riyad wins. Morocco a free kick deep in his own half. Another whistle, another reset. Neither side can string together any real rhythm yet. With all this contact in midfield, 15 minutes gone, still 0-0, and you can feel the referee trying to draw the line in a match that's already been chopped up by fouls. The next couple of calls, and whether he reaches for an early yellow, could decide if this settles into rhythm or stays. Stop, start. Still 0-0, 1 minutes, and it's been chopped to pieces by fouls. Both midfields snapping into every second ball, and the referee having to manage it early. If he doesn't show a card soon, this could stay stop-start, and neither side will find any passing rhythm. 15 minutes in, and it's still 0-0, and that haze just adds to the tense, cagey feel out there. With the whistle going so often, any patient possession plan is hard to build. This one might turn on the first clean sequence that finally escapes midfield contact. 16 minutes gone, still 0-0, and it really is a chess match out there. Both teams probing, then looking for that one quick ball in behind. The Netherlands backline has run a couple of those early Moroccan runs well, but Moroccan's pressure is starting to squeeze the next pass.
Netherlands are still only a modest favorite around 4 with the draw near third Morocco highs, and that lopsided sell-side depth is keeping prices basically pinned. At 0-0 on 1/6 minutes in this foul-chopped rhythm, the market's still waiting for the Dutch to produce one clean chance before it reprices.
16 minutes gone, still 0-0, and it's exactly that cagey kind of match where one clean spell can suddenly bite. Like that clipped ball in behind that ends with the flag up. Both Netherlands and Morocco look like they're waiting to hit the accelerator at the perfect moment rather than force it. 16 minutes, still 0-0, and the flag goes up on the Netherlands. Crescencio Somerville just strays offside. That's another moment where the timing of the run is half a second out, and in a game this stop-start, you can't afford to waste a few clean breaks you get.
Netherlands are still only a slight favorite around 4 with the draw near third, and the book remains heavily sell-side, so pricing looks pinned rather than trending. At 0-0 on 1/6 minutes, it's still waiting for one clean Dutch chance to justify any upgrade.
17 minutes gone, still 0-0, and you can see the Netherlands skipping that midfield line a lot, going early and direct, rather than stitching it through the center. If De Jong and Graybase can get more touches, it might calm the game and take this thing out of Morocco's contact. 18 minutes gone, still 0-0. And it's got that edgy stop-start feel, duels everywhere, and the referee constantly resetting it. The Netherlands look at their best when De Jong and Gravenberch actually get on the ball. A longer spell of possession, could Morocco's contact and change the rhythm. 18 minutes, still 0-0, and that Broby versus Riyad duel is absolutely setting the temperature. Pulls, bumps, and neither giving an inch. If Broby can keep pinning his man, it's the perfect platform for a runner like Somerville to dart in behind when the timing finally clicks. 18 minutes in and it's still 0-0, and you can feel the nerves in every touch, heavy contact, little bits of sloppiness, and the whistle, never far away. In a game this edgy, the first team that strings 5 or 6 clean passes together could suddenly own the next 10 minutes.
Netherlands are still only a slight favorite around 4 with the draw near a third and Morocco just under, and the order book is so sell-heavy that prices look pinned rather than moving. At 0-0 on 1/8 minutes in this stop-start scrap the markets, basically waiting for one clean Dutch chance to justify any upgrade.
19 minutes gone, still 0-0, and you can absolutely hear it. Every Dutch touch is met by a wall of whistles from the Morocco support. In a tight stop-start game like this, that noise can hurry a pass or a first touch, especially when the midfield's already struggling to settle.
The book is overwhelmingly sell-side, so prices look pinned rather than chased. At 0-0 on 1/9 minutes in this foul-chopped rhythm that keeps the draw alive unless the Dutch finally carve out a clean chance.
Corner to Morocco on 1/9 minutes. Van de Ven, the one who's had to concede it, and it's still 0-0. In a game this stop-start and physical, a set piece like this is a real chance to land the first clean blow. Netherlands have to be switched on at the near post. 20 minutes gone, and it's still 0-0, but that first Morocco corner is a proper warning shot. In a game this stop-start, one clean dead ball and one loose second, ball can swing everything, so the Netherlands have to win that first contact and clear their lines fast.
Netherlands are still only a slight favorite in the highs, with the draw about a third, Morocco around 3-0, and the book stacked with sell-side liquidity, so nothing's really being chased. At 0-0 on 20 minutes, that keeps the draw very live unless this Morocco set-piece pressure turns into a breakthrough.
20 minutes and Morocco goes so close that Ainoui header from point-blank range is caught away by Barber Verbruggen right up under the bar. Wedden lashes the follow-up from distance over Enderod, who'll keep the squeeze on with yet another corner conceded by the Dutch keeper. Still 0-0 on 2:01 minutes, and Morocco have forced another corner. This is turning into a real set-piece spell. Verbruggen's already had to be razor sharp at the near post, and the Netherlands cannot afford to lose that first header again.
Netherlands are still only a slight favorite in the highs, with the draw mids in Morocco around 3-0, and that massive sell-side depth is basically pinning the prices. At 0-0 on 2-1 minutes with Morocco winning corners and forcing saves, the market's respecting the upset risk right now.
Still 0-0 at 2-1 minutes, and Morocco are stacking up corners now, forcing the Netherlands to defend wave after wave of second balls. When you're not getting that first clean clearance, the box turns chaotic fast, and Verbruggen's already had to be sharp.
Netherlands are still only a slight favorite in the highs, with the draw mids in Morocco around 3-0, and that huge sell-side depth is keeping prices basically pinned. At 0-0 with Morocco stacking corners, the market's telling you the next set-piece swing could be the first real repricing moment.
21 minutes gone, still 0-0. And it's another corner for Morocco. Verbruggen forced to concede it under pressure. Morocco are really loading up on these set pieces now, and the Netherlands have to win that first header because the second ball is dropping in dangerous areas.
Netherlands are still only a slight favorite in the highs, with the draw mids in Morocco around 3-0, and that massive sell-side depth is keeping everything pinned rather than trending. At 0-0 on 2 minutes, Morocco's set-piece spell means one clean header could be the first real jolt to these prices.
We've got a drinks break on 2 minutes, and it stays 0-0 between the Netherlands and Morocco. It's probably welcome for the Dutch right now because Morocco have just piled on set pieces and forced Verbruggen into a couple of sharp saves in quick succession.
Netherlands are still only a slight favorite in the highs, with the draw mids in Morocco around 3-0, and the book is so sell-heavy that pricing looks pinned rather than trending. At 0-0, after that Morocco corner spell, the draw stays very live unless the Dutch flip momentum right after this drinks break. Netherlands are still just a slight favorite in the highs with the draw mids in Morocco around 3-0, and the book remains heavily sell-side, so prices look pinned. At 0-0 on 2-3 minutes, that keeps the draw very live unless the Dutch finally generate a clean chance after the drinks break.
23 minutes gone, still 0-0, but Morocco have had the clearest spell, corners piling up that near post header, and Verbruggen already forced into real work. The drinks break felt perfectly timed for the Netherlands because they've got to start winning that first clearance and killing the second ball. 24 minutes in and it's still 0-0, but Morocco's sharpest threat is clearly down that right channel, trying to slip runners off the blind side and open the lane for Hakimi. The Netherlands are already sliding extra cover across, yet that crossing angle is still there. They're a step late.
Netherlands stay only a slight favorite in the highs, with the draw mids of Morocco around 3-0, and that heavy sell-side liquidity is still pinning the market. At 0-0 on 2-4 minutes, Morocco's set-piece pressure means one clean chance could finally force the first real repricing.
24 minutes, still 0-0, and Morocco keep funneling it down their right flank to free up Hakimi for the cross or the shot. The Netherlands are sliding bodies across, but if that rotation's half a second late, that blindside run opens the lane again. We're back after that drinks break on 2-5 minutes, and it's still 0-0, but it absolutely came at a handy time for the Netherlands, with Morocco just starting to stack corners and shots. Watch the Dutch now. They've got to win that first header and stop Hakimi getting that clean right side angle again. 24 minutes gone and it's still 0-0, but Morocco have definitely had the sharper burst, 3 efforts in a flash, and Verbruggen already forced into real saves. That drinks break is a lifeline for the Netherlands. They've got to slow the rhythm and stop Hakimi getting that clean right side angle.
Netherlands are still only a slight favorite in the highs, with the draw mids in Morocco just under 3-0, and the book's still overwhelmingly sell side, so nothing's being chased. At 0-0 on 2-5 minutes, that keeps the draw very live, unless Morocco turn this set-piece spell into the opener. Netherlands are still only a marginal favorite in the highs, with the draw mids and Morocco just under 3-0, and the book remains heavily sell side, so pricing looks pinned. At 0-0 on 2-5 minutes, that means the draw stays, the market steady default unless Morocco's pressure finally produces the opener.
26 minutes gone is still 0-0, but that drinks break really did look like a mini team talk for the Netherlands. If they can keep Hakimi from getting that clean right side angle again, they'll finally steady the game. Morocco will fancy another one of those quick time bursts. 26 minutes, still 0-0, and that drinks break did feel like a proper coaching window for the Netherlands. If they can get a few calmer passing sequences and deny Hakimi that clean right side angle, they'll settle it. Morocco will keep hunting those sudden time bursts. 27 minutes, still 0-0, and it's a foul from Unai Banheki, earns the Netherlands a free kick deep in their own half. That's a little release valve for the Dutch after Morocco's earlier set-piece spell. Now they've got to make this restart stick and get up the pitch. 27 minutes, still 0-0, and Banhek has bought the Netherlands a free kick after that aerial collision with Unai. Moments like that are where the referee sets the line. If he lets it run, you can expect every next high ball to be attacked with the same edge. 27 minutes, still 0-0, and that aerial clash has everyone looking straight at the referee for the tone of this game. If he doesn't show an early yellow, every next high ball becomes a test of nerve and timing, especially around Banheki.
Netherlands are still only a slight favorite in the highs, with the draw mids and Morocco around 3-0, and the order book is so sell heavy that prices look pinned rather than moving. At 0-0 on 2-7 minutes, that keeps the draw as the market's base case, unless Morocco's next set piece burst finally lands.
27 minutes, still 0-0, and that collision on Banheki has turned every eye to the referee. If he doesn't put a firm line down now, whether it's a booking or a very clear warning, the next couple of aerials could get even more reckless.
Netherlands remain a narrow favorite in the highs, with the draw mids and Morocco around 3-0, and that heavy sell side depth is still capping any move. At 0-0 on 2-8 minutes, the market's basically waiting for the first goal to force a real repricing. Netherlands are still only a hair ahead in the mids, with the draw also mid-sin, and Morocco just under 3-0, and the book is overwhelmingly sell side, so nothing's being chased. At 0-0 on 2-8 minutes, it screams first goal wins the repricing, and right now the draw stays, the market's steady. Default.
28 minutes, still 0-0. And that Banheki aerial has become a real temperature check for the referee. If it's only warnings again, every next high ball turns into a gamble on timing and control in a match this tight. 29 minutes, still 0-0. And Mickey Ben wins the Netherlands a free kick out on that left wing after Saibari clips him. It's a chance for the Dutch to get some territory and finally push Morocco back at that earlier burst of pressure.
Netherlands are still only a narrow favorite in the highs, with the draw close behind in the mids, and the book remains heavily sell side, so prices feel capped rather than trending. At 0-0 on the half hour, that keeps the draw as the market's steady base case, unless the Dutch turn this left wing free kick into a real chance. Netherlands are still only a marginal favorite in the highs, with the draw mids and Morocco just under 3-0, and the book stays heavily sell side, so nothing's really being chased. At 0-0 on 2-9 minutes, that left-wing Dutch free kick is a kind of moment that could finally force a proper repricing if it turns into the opener.
29 minutes, still 0-0, and you sense the Netherlands are trying to keep it simple for one of their lads, carrying real emotion tonight, little give-and-go touches, just to keep him in the rhythm. In a game this tight, those calm, safe passes can be a lifeline. 30 minutes on the clock, and it's still 0-0 between the Netherlands and Morocco. After that earlier Morocco flurry and the drinks break, it's been more about stoppages and free kicks. Both teams just trying to get a bit of control back into the game.
Netherlands are still only a narrow favorite in the highs, with the draw mids and Morocco just under 3U, and the book is massively stacked on the sell side, so prices look capped. At 0-0 on 3-0 minutes, that keeps the draw, as the market's default, unless the Dutch finally turn this territory into a clear chance.
31 minutes and it's still 0-0, but Somerville wins the Netherlands a free kick deep in their own half. That's another little breather for the Dutch. Get it down, get the first pass right, and try to play out cleanly instead of gifting Morocco another quick way.
Netherlands are still only a shade ahead in the highs, with the draw mids in Morocco just under 3-0, and that huge sell-side depth is keeping everything range-bound. At 0-0 on 3-1 minutes, the draw stays the market's anchor, unless the Dutch turn this next spell of possession into a real chance.
31 minutes, still 0-0, and Morocco's rotations are asking real questions. Saibari drifting out of the middle is dragging Dutch markers and teasing open that early crossing lane. The Netherlands stay compact, but the moment a wingback steps out, the cover behind has to be spot on. 31 minutes, still 0-0, and it's another foul by Ismail Saibari from Morocco. That's his third one in quick succession, and the Netherlands will be happy to take the sting out of Morocco's rhythm with yet another set-piece restart.
Netherlands are still just a narrow favorite in the highs, with the draw mids in Morocco just under 3-0, and that massive sell-side depth is keeping prices range-bound. At 0-0 in the 3-2 ND minute, the longer this stays cagey, the more the draw remains, the market's natural anchor. Netherlands are still only a slim favorite in the highs, with the draw sitting mids and Morocco just under 3-0, and that huge sell-side depth is keeping everything capped. At 0-0 in the 3-2 ND minute, the longer this stays stop, start, and foul heavy, the draw keeps pulling the market back toward it.
33 minutes, still 0-0, and the flag goes up on Denzel Doofin. Netherlands caught offside. That's the risk when he tries to burst beyond the line early. Morocco's back four have held their shape and stepped up at the right moment.
Netherlands and the draw are basically neck and neck in the highs, with Morocco just under 3-0, and the book is still so sell heavy that nothing's breaking out. At 0-0 on 3 minutes, that keeps the draw as the market's anchor, unless the Dutch finally turn one of these runs in behind into a clean chance.
33 minutes, still 0-0, and Morocco's movement is really starting to tug at the Netherlands, marking. Saibari drifting out wide is making defenders pass runners on and off. The Dutch have to tighten those rotations because one late switch and that back line gets stretched in a hurry.
Netherlands are still only a slight favorite in the highs, with the draw close behind, and Morocco just under 3-0, and the book remains heavily stacked on the sell side, so prices feel pinned. At 0-0 in the 3-3 RD minute, that keeps the draw as the market's anchor, unless the Dutch finally convert one of these runs beyond the line.
33 minutes, still 0-0. And Morocco's movement is twisting the Netherlands, marking Saibari. Drifting out of the middle is forcing those awkward handovers and opening little lanes to run into. The Dutch look compact, but they've got to rotate quicker and find a bit more bite when they finally get into the final third.
Netherlands are still only a slight favorite at just under 4-0 with the draw mids and Morocco mids, and that huge sell side depth is basically pinning prices in place. At 0-0 in the 3/40 minute, the longer this stays stop-start, the draw keeps looking like the market's default outcome.
35 minutes, still 0-0, and you can see the Netherlands have tightened their usual 4-3-3 just to keep Morocco in front of them. But those Moroccan rotations, runners starting central then drifting wide, are forcing messy handovers in the Dutch backline, and the Dutch need a sharper final pass when they do get up the pitch.
Netherlands and the draw are still basically level in the highs, with Morocco in the highs, and that huge sell-side depth is keeping the market pinned rather than trending. At 0-0 on 35 minutes, every quiet spell just reinforces the draw as the anchor, unless someone lands the first clean chance. Netherlands and the draw are still effectively level in the highs with Morocco midses, and that lopsided sell-side depth keeps the market pinned rather than trending. At 0-0 in the 3.5th minute, another KG stretch just strengthens the draw as the in-play base case.
35 minutes, still 0-0, and that bar check for a possible handball is a real warning shot. One ricochet in the box and the whole match flips. From here, you'll see defenders on both sides keep their arms glued in and stay extra disciplined on those scrappy clearances.
Netherlands and the draw are still virtually level in the highs, with Morocco mids in the order book is overwhelmingly sell side, so prices look pinned. At 0-0 in the 3.6 minute, that keeps a draw as the market's base case, unless the Dutch finally land the opener.
36 minutes, it's a corner for the Netherlands. Mazraoui the one forced to concede it. This is a real chance to test Morocco's marking at Tonine. Can the Dutch make the first contact and turn this set piece into a proper side of goal? 37 minutes, still 0-0, and you feel the Netherlands. Clearest opening might be these dead ball moments. Another corner, another chance to load up that penalty spot. Morocco have to be cleaner in possession because every sloppy turnover is just gifting the Dutch another aerial test.
The draw is now the slight market leader just under 4, with Netherlands a touch behind and Morocco mid-sues, and the book is still overwhelmingly sell side, so nothing's really breaking out. At 0-0 on 3.7 minutes, that Dutch corner pressure needs a real chance soon, or the draw stays the in-play anchor.
37 minutes, still 0-0, and Dumfries gets up for the header, but it's blocked in the middle of the box after Somerville's cross. And it's another corner for the Netherlands. Mazraoui again forced to concede, and Morocco are being asked to defend that near post zone over and over.
The draw is still the narrow market leader at just under 4-0 with Netherlands, a touch behind in the highs, and Morocco mid-sends, and that heavy sell side depth is keeping everything capped. At 0-0 on 3.7 minutes, if these Dutch corners don't turn into a clean header on target, the draw stays the anchor into halftime.
38 minutes, and we've got a stoppage here. Jambo Van Henk is down for the Netherlands, and the referee's holding things up while he gets treatment. It's come right after that spell of Dutch corners and aerial battles, and you just hope it's nothing serious because he's been right in the thick of it.
The draw is still the slight front runner around the highs, with Netherlands just behind the Morocco mids, and that heavy sell side depth is keeping prices pinned. With it still 0-0 at 3.8 minutes in play pause for the Dutch injury. The market's basically saying no breakthrough yet, so the stalemate stays the base case. The draw is still the narrow leader around 4, with the Netherlands just behind in the highs, and Morocco middes and that heavy sell side depth is keeping prices pinned. At 0-0 nearing halftime, and with this injury stoppage, the market's basically leaning to a KG finish to the half unless the Dutch finally cash in on a set piece. The draw is still the narrow market leader at about 4, with the Netherlands just behind in the mid to highs and Morocco mid-seas, and that heavy sell side depth is still capping any move. At 0-0 in the 3.98th minute, unless the Dutch turn this set piece spell into a real shot on target, the stalemate stays. The in-play base case.
We're stopped at 3.9 minutes, still 0-0, with Jean-Paul Van Henk receiving treatment after that bruising set-piece clash in the box. It's a real breather for Morocco after back-to-back Dutch corners, and the question is whether the Netherlands can hit the restart with the same delivery and timing.
The draw is still a slim leader at roughly 4-0, with the Netherlands just a shade behind in the highs and Morocco middes, and that massive sell-side depth is keeping prices capped. At 0-0 in the 3.98th minute, with the Dutch injury pause, the market's basically pricing a quiet run into halftime.
We're in a stoppage at 4.0 minutes, still 0-0 with jump up and heck it down and being patched up after that heavy set-piece collision. It's a timely reset for Morocco's Marcus because the Netherlands have been loading the box and asking real questions from those corners. Still 0-0 at 4.0 minutes, and that Mazraoui backstory really lands in a game this tight. Every aerial challenge and shoulder-to-shoulder duel feels like a personal statement. With margins of this thin, it's often the late developer's composure that decides who blinks first. We're still stopped at 4-0 minute Sua with Champal Panheka needing treatment after that nasty clash in the box. It's a genuine reset. When we restart, watch whether the Netherlands can win that first contact again or if Morocco's marking is tighter after the pause.
The draw is still the narrow market leader, just under 4-0, with the Netherlands a shade behind in the highs. And Morocco misses, and that heavy sell side depth is keeping any breakout capped. At 0-0 around 4-0 mids, this injury stoppage only reinforces a cagey run into halftime unless the Dutch finally convert a set piece.
41 minutes, still 0-0, and Morocco win a free kick deep in their own half as Cody Gakpo clips Bouhaddi. That's a cheap one to give away here because it lets Morocco breathe, step up the line, and reset after that spell of Dutch set-piece pressure.
The draw is still the slight favorite at around 4, with Netherlands close behind in the highs, and Morocco amidst that heavy sell side depth is basically pinning prices in place. With it still 0-0. At 4-1 minutes, the market's leaning toward a quiet run into halftime unless the Dutch finally turn those set pieces into a clean chance. The draw is still the marginal favorite at about 4-0, with Netherlands close behind in the highs and Morocco mid-seas, and that heavy sell side depth is keeping prices pinned. At 0-0 on 4-2 minutes, the market's basically pricing a stalemate into the break unless the Dutch finally make a set piece count.
42 minutes, though, 0-0, and that Mazraoui story at Ajax fits this match perfectly. He's had to earn every inch. And you can see it in the way he keeps standing up to those Dutch set-piece battles. In a game this tight, one calm defensive header can be as big as a chance at the other end. 42 minutes, still 0-0, and it really is a midfield squeeze right now. Netherlands are keeping the gap between their lines tiny, so Morocco can't receive on the half turn. Morocco's best route looks to be that quick central touch and then the fullback flying pass on the overlap. 40 minutes, still 0-0, and it's a proper midfield squeeze. Now, Netherlands are so compact that Morocco can't get a clean receive and turn between the lines. If Morocco are going to open this up before the break, it feels like it has to be that quick central touch and then the fullback racing on the overlap. 44 minutes, and it's another corner for the Netherlands, this one conceded by Yassine Bounou. Morocco have been hanging on through a run of set pieces here, and the Dutch will fancy that first contact in the box again before the break. 43 minutes, still 0-0, and it really is a midfield squeeze. Netherlands are staying so compact that Morocco can't get that clean half turn between the lines. Morocco's best hope is a sharp central touch and then the fullback bursting pass to stretch that block.
The draw still edges at just under 4-0. Netherlands sit a hair behind in the highs, and Morocco are lows with a lopsided cell wall, keeping everything pinned. At 0-0 on 4-3 minutes, that screams halftime stalemate unless this latest Dutch corner finally turns into a clean chance.
Still 0-0 at 4-3 minutes, and it's a real midfield squeeze right now. Netherlands have kept their line so tight that Morocco can't receive on the half turn. Morocco's best glimpse looks like a quick central touch, then an overlapping fullback to finally stretch that compact block.
And Morocco mids-is, and that heavy sell side depth is keeping prices pinned. At 0-0 on 4 minutes, the market's basically calling a goalless halftime unless this Dutch corner finally produces a clean look.
44 minutes, and it's yet another Netherlands corner. This one forced by Bounou, and Morocco are having to defend set piece after set piece here. Then right on 4-5, Broby gives away a foul. Just a needless release of pressure when the Dutch were building momentum before the break. Still 0-0 at 4 minutes, and it really is getting squeezed in that central strip. The Netherlands is so compact between the lines that Morocco can't receive in turn. If Morocco are going to stretch it, it feels like one clean central touch, and then the fullback has to fly past on the overlap. At 4-5 minutes, it's still 0-0, and on these late first half corners, the referee's drawing a hard line. Any contact at Bunu in that packed 6-yard box is getting whistled. Both teams have to attack the ball cleaner, win the header, not the man, or you're just gifting free kicks and killing your own momentum.
The draw is still the top price around the low range, with Netherlands in the mids and Morocco midses, and that big sell-side liquidity is keeping any move contained. At 0-0, right on halftime, the market's basically leaning to a goalless break unless the Dutch finally land one of these set pieces.
45 minutes plus 1, and it's still 0-0, and Morocco earn a free kick deep in their own half through Bunu. That's exactly what they needed after that late Dutch set-piece spell. Slow it down, get bodies upfield, and reset the defensive line before the break.
The draw is still priced around 4-0 Netherlands, just under that in the highs. And Morocco mids with big sell-side depth, basically capping any late first-half swing. At 0-0 in stoppage time before the break, the market's still leading to a goalless halftime unless the Dutch finally nick one from a set piece. The draw is still the market's top line in the low range, with Netherlands in the mids and Morocco middies, and that heavy sell side depth is keeping everything pinned. At 4-5-1 and still 0-0, the pricing says we're set up for a goalless halftime, unless the Dutch finally make one of these set pieces count. Draw stays the slight favorite in the low range with Netherlands mids and Morocco mids sin, and that huge sell-side liquidity is still pinning any breakout. At 4-5-2 and 0-0, the market's basically braced for a goalless halftime, unless the Dutch finally cash in on one last set piece.
We're at 4-5-2 and it's still 0-0, and you can feel the Netherlands. Clearest openings have come from corners and those loose second balls at the top of the box. Morocco stay locked in that disciplined 4-4-2, and when they nick it, the first look is to spring it down their right.
The draw is still the narrow favorite, just over 4-0 with Netherlands mids and Morocco midzone. And that huge sell-side depth is basically pinning the market in place. At 4-5-3 and still 0-0, the pricing is screaming goalless halftime, unless the Dutch finally turn a late set piece into a breakthrough.
We're at 4-5-3 and it's still 0-0, and it does feel like a game of control more than chaos right now. The Netherlands aren't throwing extra bodies forward, and Morocco is staying compact, just waiting for that turnover to release the right sign. We're at 4-5-3 and it's still 0-0, and the referee's making it crystal clear in that 6-yard box. Any nudge on Bunu as set pieces is an instant whistle. So if the Netherlands want to turn these corners into a breakthrough, it has to be clean timing and a clean header. No grappling. 45-3 and Morocco have a side of it. Asadine Ounahi swings his right foot from the right side of the box, but he drags it wide, and the score stays 0-0. That's the kind of half chance Morocco have been waiting for. Win it, break quickly, and get a clean strike off before the Dutch block can set.
Sell side depth is keeping any late swing capped, with it still 0-0 at 4-5-4. Pricing stays pointed at a goalless halftime unless the Dutch finally convert one more set piece.
We're deep into first half stoppage time at 4-5-4, and it's still 0-0, and you can feel the game's poised rather than frantic. With the sun down and the temperature easing, both teams might just find that extra zip after the break to finally open this up. We're at 4-5-4 and it's still 0-0, but the referee's advantage calls are starting to wind players up. Late contact, no wasted whistle, and then the decision comes a beat later. In a game this tight, that threshold is going to be a huge second half talking point. 45 plus 5, and it's a foul by Mickey Van de Ven. Morocco win the free kick out on the right wing. A real chance to sling one into the mixer before the break. In a half this tight, one clean delivery and one decisive first contact could be the difference. 45-5, still 0-0, and Morocco have that free kick on the right after Van de Ven's foul. The referee's letting plenty go in open play, and you can see both teams starting to hesitate in the tackle. One mistimed challenge early in the second half could finally bring that first booking.
The draw is still narrowly on top in the low range. Netherlands sit mids and Morocco mids, and that huge sell side depth is basically freezing the tape. At 4-5-5 and 0-0, the market's still set for a goalless break unless this Morocco delivery finally creates real chaos. The draw is still the top line in the low range with Netherlands in the mids and Morocco mid-seans, and that big sell-side liquidity is keeping any move capped. With it still 0-0 at 4-5-5 and Morocco over this right-wing free kick, one clean ball could be the first real test of that pricing. The draw is still the slight favorite in the low range with Netherlands mid and Morocco mids, and that heavy sell side depth is keeping prices pinned. With it still 0-0 at 4-5-6, the market's basically pricing a goalless halftime unless this last Morocco set piece sparks something.
Still 0-0 at 4-5-6, but Morocco have looked the sharper side whenever they can zip those quick 1-2s through midfield and into the channels. It's just starting to tug the Netherlands backline out of shape and open up those little half spaces for a final pass or a snapshot.
Halftime hits at 0-0, and the draw still leads in the low range with Netherlands mid-sins and Morocco mid-ons, and that thick sell-side liquidity is keeping the tape pinned. Coming out after the break, the market saying, one Netherlands breakthrough is the cleanest way this pricing finally shifts.
Halftime in Monterrey, and it's still Netherlands. 0-0 Morocco, but Morocco will be sick. They didn't get the final touch on that late, wicked delivery that caused chaos in the 6-yard box. Those are the moments that swing games. How they respond in the first 10 after the restart is massive. Halftime in Monterrey, Netherlands 0-0 Morocco, and the referee set a really high bar for contact. Plenty of bumps, a few delayed whistles, and still no cards. Second half, that's a tightrope one. Late tackle or a bit of the sack, and the first booking could change the whole temperature. Halftime in Monterrey, Netherlands, 0-0 Morocco. And Morocco will be replaying that last set piece over and over. Real chaos in the 6-yard box, but nobody gets the decisive touch. If they keep putting that kind of ball into the danger area, it only takes one clean contact to swing this. Halftime in Monterrey, Netherlands, 0-0 Morocco, and the referee's tolerance for contact is absolutely a storyline. Plenty of fouls, a few whistles that come late, and still no yellow cards. If that line doesn't shift after the restart, you can see players testing it until one challenge finally forces the first booking. Halftime in Monterrey, Netherlands, 0-0 Morocco, and a little milestone in the middle of all that chaos. Akrab Hakimi is hitting 1-0 caps for Morocco. Even in a tight game like this, you can feel they trust his right foot delivery on set pieces to create the clean first contact. Halftime here, Netherlands 0-0 Morocco, and it's been a game of moments rather than momentum. The Netherlands' best look was that end-to-end drive from range that Brunu held, while Morocco's late break nearly punished them. Second half precision in the final action is everything. Halftime in Monterrey, Netherlands 0-0 Morocco, and you can see Morocco's danger is in those turnover and go moments. One win in midfield, and suddenly the Dutch back line is scrambling and getting stretched.
In the low range.
If the Netherlands tighten that rest defense behind the ball, this could calm down fast. If not, Morocco will believe they can grab the opener.
With it 0-0 at halftime, the next Netherlands chance after the restart is the likeliest trigger to knock the draw down. At halftime, it's still basically draw first in the low range. Netherlands mids and Morocco midseas with that heavy sell side depth, keeping prices pinned. With 0-0 on the board, the first Netherlands breakthrough after the restart is still the cleanest catalyst to knock the draw down.
Halftime in Monterrey, Netherlands 0-0 Morocco, and Morocco will be kicking themselves because the clearer chances have fallen their way, especially that late bouncing one that somehow stayed out. The Netherlands can take a breath after riding that spell, but They'll know one clean a final ball after the restart. Could swing it. Halftime in Monterrey, Netherlands, 0-0 Morocco. And it's been Morocco asking the sharper questions, forcing the goalkeeper into work and nearly punishing that stretched Dutch back line on the break. After the restart, it feels like one clean final pass or one decisive touch in the box will finally tilt this.
At halftime, the draw still leads around the low mark. Netherlands sit mids in Morocco, mid-sizz, and that fixed sell-side liquidity is keeping prices range-bound. With it 0-0, the Cletus trigger is a Netherlands opener early in the second half to finally knock the draw off top spot. At halftime, the draw still leads in the low range with Netherlands mid and Morocco mid-O's, and the heavy sell-side depth is keeping prices pinned. With it 0-0, an early Netherlands opener after the restart is still the cleanest catalyst to knock the draw off top spot.
Halftime in Monterrey, Netherlands, 0-0 Morocco. And you can absolutely see why Morocco fancy their set pieces as the way in. Those deliveries have already caused real chaos and second ball scrambles. After the restart, the Dutch have to win that first contact and clear their lines cleaner, or one moose bounce will punish them.
The draw is still the market leader in the low range, with Netherlands in the mids and Morocco mids, and that heavy sell side depth is keeping everything tightly pinned at halftime. With it 0-0, a Netherlands opener right after the restart is the cleanest trigger to knock the draw off top spot.
Halftime in Monterrey, Netherlands, 0-0 Morocco. And Morocco will be quietly pleased because their best moments have come off set pieces and those lightning breaks. The Netherlands have looked a touch frustrated, so the first bits after the restart are about controlling transitions and winning that first contact in the box. Halftime in Monterrey, Netherlands, 0-0 Morocco, and you can feel the Dutch need a little tweak to turn that possession into a cleaner final action. Morocco are comfortable in that low block and then bursting out, so the Netherlands have to add sharper movement between the lines to pull them apart. Halftime in Monterrey, Netherlands, 0-0 Morocco after a scrappy first half and 6 minutes of stoppage time. The clearest warning sign for the Dutch is Morocco's fast break threat, one turnover, and they're suddenly running at a stretch back line. Halftime in Monterrey, Netherlands, 0-0 Morocco. And there's already a bit of noise about the referee's threshold for contact after that waved-on moment when Morocco wanted a free kick in a dangerous spot. If that line stays loose, both teams may have to defend transition without expecting the whistle. Halftime in Monterrey, Netherlands, 0-0 Morocco after 6 minutes and added time. That last spell summed it up. Dutch fouls around midfield, Morocco nicking set pieces and breaking quickly, but neither side has found the clean final touch yet. Halftime in Monterrey, Netherlands, 0-0 Morocco, and that Moroccan low block has definitely made the Dutch possession feel a bit stiff and predictable. Morocco's best looks have come off set pieces and those quick breaks, so the Netherlands may need a small tweak after the restart to create chances without getting caught in transition. Halftime in Monterrey, Netherlands, 0-0 Morocco after that long stoppage time, and it's still finally poised. Morocco have looked most dangerous when they win those free kicks and sprint quickly, while the Netherlands need a cleaner final pass to turn their spells into real chances. Halftime in Monterrey, Netherlands, 0-0 Morocco, and Morocco's best threat has been those set pieces. Every delivery has forced the Dutch into uncomfortable first contacts and messy second balls. After the restart, Netherlands have to attack that initial header and clear the edge of the box far cleaner. Halftime in Monterrey, Netherlands, 0-0 Morocco after that long added time spell. The last real look was Onahi flashing a best break effort just over, and it underlines it. One turnover and Morocco are straight at the Dutch back line. Halftime in Monterrey, Netherlands, 0-0 Morocco after that long stoppage time, and it's still on a knife edge. The last real moment was Unani's breakaway effort, just over a reminder that one loose Dutch pass can turn into a Morocco chance in seconds. Halftime in Monterrey, Netherlands, 0-0 Morocco, and that Moroccan low block has made the Dutch possession feel a bit stiff and predictable. After the restart, the Netherlands need sharper movement between the lines to open a lane without coughing it up and inviting another one of those Morocco breakaways. Halftime in Monterrey, Netherlands, 0-0. Morocco after 6 minutes added on, and it's still a chess match. The Dutch had that bend-event hit from range in a corner, but Morocco's best moment was Unani's fast break effort, just over one turnover, and it opens up fast. Halftime in Monterrey, Netherlands, 0-0 Morocco after that 6-minute added time spell. The Dutch have had to settle for a Van de Ven hit from distance in a corner or two, while Morocco's sharpest warning was Unai breaking and flashing one just over. Halftime in Monterrey, Netherlands, 0-0 Morocco, and the big call for the Dutch is whether they keep that cautious look or push a midfield fielder higher to finally get someone receiving between the lines. Morocco seemed content sitting deep, but when they win it, they look far more comfortable going direct on the break than trying to build. Halftime in Monterrey, Netherlands, 0-0 Morocco, and you can see why. It's been so tight, the Dutch have looked unusually cautious, almost dropping into a 5-4-1 at times to guard that counter. After the restart, the big question is whether they keep that security or push an extra midfielder higher to find pockets between the lines. Halftime in Monterrey, Netherlands 0-0 Morocco after that long added time spell. The Dutch have had a couple of looks from distance and set plays, but Morocco's threat is clear. Win it, and they're straight into that fast break channel. Halftime in Monterrey, Netherlands 0-0 Morocco after that 6 minutes of added time, and it's still finely balanced. The clearest warning sign was Morocco's fast break ending with Unai just over. Netherlands have to be cleaner in possession or they'll keep inviting that same transition. Halftime in Monterrey, Netherlands, 0-0 Morocco after that added time stretch, and it's still a tight, cautious contest. The Dutch have mostly been limited to a couple of efforts from range, while Morocco looked most dangerous the moment they can sprint forward in transition. Halftime in Monterrey, Netherlands, 0-0 Morocco after that 6 minutes of added time. It's been a cagey first half. Van de Ven tried his luck from distance for the Dutch, and Morocco's best warning was that Unai break. That just drifted over. Halftime in Monterrey, Netherlands, 0-0 Morocco after that 6 minutes of added time, and neither side has found a clean way through. The Dutch have been kept larger to long-range looks and set pieces, while Morocco's most convincing threat has come the instant they can break into space. Halftime in Monterrey, Netherlands, 0-0 Morocco, and it's been a game of fine margins. Morocco's keeper has had to be alert when the Dutch have finally found the sight of goal, and with chances this scarce, one big save or one slip could swing it after the restart. Halftime in Monterrey, Netherlands, 0-0 Morocco after that long added time spell, and it's still been a careful, low-risk first half. The clearest openings have come from moments of transition. Unahi's break for Morocco and that Van de Ven hit from range for the Dutch. Halftime in Monterrey, Netherlands 0-0 Morocco after that 6 minutes of added time. It's been a cautious first half with the Dutch mostly limited to efforts from range and Morocco looking most dangerous when they can nick it and break quickly. Halftime in Monterrey, Netherlands 0-0 Morocco after that long added time spell. It's still been a game of half chances. Van de Ven's effort from range for the Dutch and Onagi's break for Morocco just over, so the second half may come down to who takes the first clean opening. Halftime in Monterrey, Netherlands 0-0 Morocco after that added time stretch, and it's still a chess match with very few clear openings. The one moment that really flashed was Morocco's break late on. Netherlands will know one sloppy pass can turn into a chance in a heartbeat. Halftime in Monterrey, Netherlands 0-0 Morocco, and Morocco can walk and encouraged after that late break nearly punished the Dutch. Netherlands have had to settle for distance and set pieces, and they'll need sharper passing after the restart to stop feeding those transitions. Halftime in Monterrey, Netherlands 0-0 Morocco after that added time stretch, and it's still on a knife edge. The Dutch have had to settle for shots from range, while Morocco's best moment came on the break. One loose pass after the restart could be punished. Halftime in Monterrey, Netherlands 0-0 Morocco, and Morocco will take real belief from that late break where Unahi nearly picked out the top corner. The Dutch have had plenty of the ball, but they've got to speed up that final pass after the restart, or Morocco will keep springing in behind. Halftime in Monterrey, Netherlands 0-0 Morocco, and you can feel how tight this is. Little details might decide it. The Dutch were out early and looked switched on, while Morocco took their time, and that first 5 minutes after the restart could set up the first real opening. Second half underway at 0-0, and the Netherlands were back out first, looking sharp and ready to set the pace. In a game this tight, those first few minutes after the break can be where the first real opening finally appears. We're minutes in, still 0-0, and this second half feels like it'll be decided by who dares to crank the speed up first. Morocco have been happy to sit in and spring that quick break, so the Netherlands have to move it cleaner and faster to carve out a real chance.
Mids, Morocco mids, and that huge sell side depth is keeping everything pinned. At 0-0, just after the restart, a Netherlands opener is still the cleanest trigger to knock the draw off top spot.
47 minutes, still 0-0, and Brian Brobby wins a free kick high up the pitch after Issa Diop clatters in, and Diop's now in the book. That's a dangerous moment for Morocco because one set piece, one clean delivery can finally force this deadlock open.
Price is basically flat. The draw still leads in the low range. Netherlands sit mids and Morocco midses with that heavy sell side depth, keeping any move capped. At 0-0 with a 4-7 TH, this Netherlands free kick is the kind of set piece moment that could finally knock the draw off top spot.
Still 4-7 minutes in its but Morocco's right flank has been the one asking the questions whenever they spring forward. The Netherlands have to reconnect that left winger and get their fullbacks higher, because right now they're too easy to funnel wide and stall. 47 minutes and Issa Diop goes into the book for Morocco for a bad foul, and that's a big early marker in this second half at 0-0. With Broby drawing contact up there, Morocco's center-backs now have to defend on their feet. No more late clips in dangerous areas. Issa Diop's early yellow is a real warning sign at opening. He can't afford another late clip when Braby's using his body to draw contact. From here, Morocco's back line has to defend with their feet because one cheap foul hands the Netherlands a set piece in a prime area. Still 4-7 minutes on Morocco's right side has been their sharpest route forward, forcing the Netherlands to hold a slightly more cautious line. If the Dutch want to crack this, they've got to get the fullbacks higher and reconnect that isolated left channel. Still 0-0 at 4-8 minutes, and Morocco's right side remains the lane that's causing the Netherlands the most discomfort when they break forward. If the Dutch want the breakthrough, they've got to get the fullbacks and wide men connected again, especially on that left because it's been too isolated. Still 0-0 at Boer. 8 minutes and you can build. The Netherlands' width has gone missing since the break. That winger's been stranded and the fullbacks aren't giving him the overlap. If they want to break this deadlock, they've got to get those wide combinations going and stretch Morocco's back line. 48 minutes, still 0-0. And Morocco's buildup is already showing a twist. Players drifting inside to drag Dutch markers with them and leave a lane outside for a runner. In a game this tight, that kind of rotation can create one moment of confusion and one clean chance. 48 minutes, still 0-0, and Morocco's buildup is getting slicker. Bodies drifting inside, dragging orange shirts with them, and suddenly there's a lane outside for a runner. If the Netherlands don't pass those runners on cleanly, that's how the first clear chance arrives.
The boards still draw first around the Los Netherlands mid-sentence and Morocco mid-sense with that heavy sell-side depth, keeping everything pinned despite some chunky Netherlands buying. At 0-0 in the 4-9 TH, it's still one Dutch opener that likely knocks the draw off top spot.
48 minutes and it stays 0-0, but that's a huge moment. Mickey Van de Ven climbs in the middle and powers a header that Bounou has to claw away right down the center of his goal. That came from a headed assist too. So the Netherlands are starting to make those aerial second balls count.
The draw still leads in the low range with Netherlands mids and Morocco mids, and that massive sell-side liquidity is keeping the market pinned despite notable Dutch buying. At 0-0 on 4-9 minutes, one Netherlands breakthrough is still the cleanest trigger to draw the draw off top spot.
Still 0-0 at 5-0 minutes, but Morocco's movement and build-up looks a touch more fluid now. Attackers drifting inside and swapping lanes to tempt Dutch markers out of shape. If that central pocket opens for a split second, that's where the first real chance could be carved out. Still 0-0 at 5-0 minutes, and Morocco's front line is rotating. After the break, attackers drifting inside, no fix number 9, trying to pull Dutch markers into awkward handovers. If the Netherlands don't pass runners on quickly, that little pocket between midfield and center backs is where Morocco can slip a pass. Still 0-0 at 5-0 minutes, and Morocco's front line is really rotating now. No fixed striker, bodies drifting inside to drag Dutch defenders into awkward handovers. If that pocket opens just once between De Jong's line and the center backs, a runner can be slipped in for the first clean look. 51 minutes, still 0-0, and you can see the Netherlands eyeing set pieces as their cleanest route, big bodies flooding the box, and that back post ball asking a question every time. Morocco have had to be razor sharp on the second ball with Bounou ready to tidy up anything that drops. Still 0-0 at 5-1 minutes, and Morocco's attacking shape has definitely shifted after the break. No fixed number 9. Bodies rotating inside to try and open that pocket between the Dutch midfield and center backs. If the Netherlands don't hand runners over cleanly, that's where the first proper chance gets carved out. 51 minutes, still 0-0. And Morocco look like a team that's been on the stage before. Calm, brave, and convinced they can nick the first goal. That belief shows in the way they rotate positions and try to slip someone into that little pocket behind the Dutch midfield. 52 minutes, still 0-0. And Achraf Hakimi has a crack from a really tight angle on the right, but he can't keep it down the line and it flashes wide. That's Morocco showing they'll pull the trigger the moment they get a sliver of space.
The draw still leads in the mid-range. Netherlands sit lows and Morocco mids. And that lopsided sell-side depth is basically capping any real repricing. At 0-0-5, 2 minutes, a Netherlands goal is still the cleanest trigger to knock the draw off top spot.
Still 0-0 at that 2 minutes, and Morocco's right side is a real puzzle. Now Hakimi stepping into midfield, the forward ahead of him drifting inside and out, and the Netherlands are getting dragged into those awkward handovers. That little pocket between the Dutch lines is exactly where Morocco are trying to slip the next pass. 53 minutes, still 0-0. And Morocco are the ones asking the questions again, especially down that right side with the rotations and Hakimi popping into different lanes. The Netherlands have got to find some rhythm on the ball and get their midfield higher because right now they're looking to touch passes. Still 0-0 at 5-3, and Morocco's right flank keeps twisting the Netherlands up. Hakimi stepping inside while the man ahead drifts into that no pocket to link play. If the Dutch midfield don't tighten those handovers, that little inside lane is where Morocco can finally slip the killer pass. 53 minutes, still 0-0, and Morocco win a free kick deep in their own half through Bouhaddi. That's a handy breather after that Hakimi effort a moment ago. Now it's about keeping the ball and getting their shape right before they build again.
The draw is still the top price in the mids range, with Netherlands around 3-0 and Morocco mid-Z's, and that heavy sell-side depth is keeping the market basically pinned. At 0 in the 5-3 RD, Morocco's next big chance, like the Hakimi Baratler, would be the moment that really drags the draw down. The draw is still the market leader in the mids range with Netherlands around 3-0 and Morocco mid-Z's, and the heavy sell-side depth is keeping any move capped. At 0-0 in the 5-3 RD, Morocco looking lively means the next clear chance could finally start pulling the draw off top spot.
53 minutes, still 0-0, and Bouhaddi winning Morocco a free kick deep in their own half. That's a chance to slow it down, get everyone up the pitch, and reset the build-out after that little spell where Hakimi's been popping up in dangerous areas.
The draw is still priced as the front runner in the mid-Z's range with Netherlands just over 3-0 and Morocco mid-Z's, and that heavy sell-side depth is keeping the market pinned. At 0-0 in the 5-4 TH, another Morocco surge. Like that bar hit is the kind of moment that can finally start leaning prices away from the stalemate. The draw is still the top outcome in the mids range with Netherlands just under a third and Morocco mids. And that huge sell-side depth is keeping prices tightly capped despite some big Dutch positioning. At 0-1 to 5-5 TH, if Morocco keep generating the cleaner looks, that draw price is the one that starts to feel vulnerable.
55 minutes gone and it's still 0-0, but the Netherlands do look a bit too deep and a bit disconnected in their build-up. If they don't push that midfield line higher, Morocco's runners, especially off that right side, will keep finding that space in behind on the turnover. 55 minutes, still 0-0, and the Netherlands just look a touch passive here. Too deep, too stretched between the lines. If that midfield doesn't step up and squeeze the ball, Morocco's right-sided runners will keep getting invited in behind.
The draw is still the market's top line in the mid-Z's range with Netherlands just under a third and Morocco mids, and that heavy sell-side liquidity is keeping any repricing muted. At 0-0 in the 5-6 TH with Morocco, looking a sharper side, the stalemate price is the one most exposed if they land a next big chance.
56 minutes, still 0-0, and Morocco carve it open again. Ounahi slips a through ball in, and Hakimi's right-footed hit from the middle of the box is blocked at the last moment. At the other end, the flag goes up on Brabi, and the Netherlands just can't time that run in behind.
The draw is still the market leader just under 5-0 with Netherlands just under 3-0 and Morocco mids, and that huge sell-side liquidity is basically pinning prices despite some big Dutch buying. At 0-0 in the 5-6 TH with Morocco creating the cleaner looks, the draw is the first line that feels vulnerable if they finally convert. The draw is still priced just under 5-0 with Netherlands and Morocco both in the mids, and that huge sell-side liquidity is basically pinning any real move. At 0-0 in the 5-6 TH with Morocco still generating the cleaner looks, the stalemate line is the one that feels most exposed. Next. The draw is still the clear market leader at just under 5-0 with Netherlands highs and Morocco mids, and the board looks pinned by heavy sell-side liquidity despite chunky Dutch buying. At 0-0 on 5-7 minutes if Morocco keep getting the cleaner looks, that draw line is the first one that should start to soften.
57 minutes gone, still 0-0, and Morocco's right side keeps bending this game out of shape. Hakimi's timing in behind is causing real problems. The Netherlands have to get tighter pressure on the ball because those midfield rotations are dragging him around and opening that running lane.
The draw is still priced just under 5-0 with Netherlands just under 3-0 and Morocco mid-seas. And the book looks pinned by heavy sell-side liquidity despite big Netherlands buying earlier. At 0-0 on 5, 7 minutes, another Morocco chance. Like the Hakimi spell is what could finally start nudging the draw off its perch. The draw is still sitting just under 5-0 and the whole board looks pinned with massive sell side, liquidity capping any row swing even as Netherlands stays in the highs. At 0 on 5, 8 minutes, one clean Morocco break could be the moment that finally knocks the stalemate price off. Top spot.
58 minutes, still 0-0. And Morocco's movement through midfield is clever. No fixed striker. Lots of rotation, so the Netherlands back three or left staring at space while the Dutch midfield get pulled out of their slots. You can feel the shout for a tweak because that right side running behind keeps appearing when the pressure on the ball isn't there. 58 minutes and Verbruggen has to be sharp. Alkanu says let's fly from distance and the Dutch keeper gets right down to his bottom right corner to push it away. That's another warning shot from Morocco, and the Netherlands can't afford to keep allowing clean looks from outside the box.
The draw is still basically a coin flip, just under 5-0, with Netherlands highs and Morocco mids, and that huge sell-side liquidity is keeping the board pinned. At 0-0, nearing the hour, with Morocco firing warning shots, one breakthrough would hit the draw price first. The draw is still the top price at roughly 4-8, with Netherlands and Morocco both sitting in the mids, and that heavy sell-side depth is keeping any move pretty muted. At 0-0 on 5-9 minutes, if Morocco keep landing the sharper looks, the stalemate line is the one most likely to give ground first. The draw is still priced as a near coin flip, just under 5-0, while Netherlands and Morocco are both stuck in the mids with that huge sell-side liquidity, basically pinning any move. At 0-0 with a 6-1 saying the next Morocco breakthrough is the one that would hit the draw line first.
Still 0-0 at 6-1 minutes, and you can see it on both benches now. Coaches in huddles, bodies warming up, everyone sensing this is the pivot point. Morocco have had the clearer looks, especially with Hakimi's runs and those shots from range, so the next tweak could decide who finds the first breakthrough. We're at 6-1 minutes and it's still 0-0, but Morocco have forced a corner conceded by Virgil Bando. Another set-piece moment for Morocco to load the box and ask questions, especially after those warning shots they've had since the break. Just past the hour and it's still 0-0, and you can feel both benches ready to roll the dice with bodies warming up. With Morocco creating the sharper moments, especially down that right with Hakimi. This is exactly when a substitution can turn pressure into a real chance. Still 0-0 on 6-2 minutes, and it's a good point about the goalkeeping numbers. Verbruggen's had to be properly set for that Elkanusa's drive. When a lot of these deflections and blocks never become saves unless it's clearly heading in. In games like this, the stats can miss the real pressure.
The draw is still a slight favorite, just over 5-0, and the book looks heavily capped by sell-side liquidity, with Netherlands down around 1/5 and Morocco just under 1/3. At 0-0 on 6-2 minutes, that tells you the market's braced for stalemate. Unless Morocco finally turned this pressure into a breakthrough.
62 minutes, still 0-0, and it's another corner for Morocco. This one conceded by Verbruggen. That tells you Morocco are keeping the ball in the Dutch area and forcing those last-ditch touches, and the Netherlands have to win the first header here.
The draw has firmed into the low range while Netherlands and Morocco are both priced in, the lower mids. And that heavy sell-side depth is still capping any big swing. At 6-3 minutes and 0-0, the market's basically saying no breakthrough yet, so the next clean chance that gets finished will punish the draw first. The draw has firmed into the low range with Netherlands and Morocco both sitting in the low mids, and that heavy sell-side depth is still capping any real swing. At 6-3 minutes and 0-0, the market's leaning stalemate, So a Morocco breakthrough would be the quickest way to knock that draw price down.
63 minutes, still 0-0, and it does feel like the Netherlands are comfortable letting this drift into the late stages because they trust their defensive nerve. But Morocco have to turn these corners, and right side breaks into one clean finish, or the Dutch will happily keep it tight and drag it on.
The draw has edged up into the low range, while both Netherlands and Morocco are now priced in the lows, and that heavy sell side depth is still capping any real swing. At 64 minutes and 0-0, the market's leaning stalemate. So a Morocco breakthrough is the cleanest way to knock that draw price down.
62 minutes, and it's yet another corner for Morocco. This time Dumfries forced into the concession, and then De Jong too, as the pressure stays right on the Dutch doorstep. Morocco are stacking up these set-piece looks now. Netherlands have got to win that first contact and get their line out cleanly.
The draw has now pushed into the mid-range, with both Netherlands and Morocco down in the lows, and the book still looks capped by heavy sell-side depth. At 64 minutes and 0-0, that's the market, leaning stalemate. So if Morocco finally convert this pressure, the draw line gets hit first. The draw has now firmed into the mid-range, with both Netherlands and Morocco pushed down into the lows as the market leans harder toward a stalemate. At 5 minutes, still 0-0. Morocco's next clean finish is the quickest way to knock that draw price off top spot. The draw has tightened into the mid-range, with both Netherlands and Morocco sitting in the lows, and that big sell side depth is still capping any real swing. At 5 minutes at 0-0-8, Morocco breakthrough is the cleanest way to punish that draw price first.
65 minutes, still 0-0, and it's a foul by Neil El Anoui from Morocco, just a little late into the challenge, and the referee stops it. That's a breather. The Netherlands are welcome because Morocco have been the side asking more questions since the break.
The draw has stayed on top in the mid-range while both teams win. Chances are stuck in the lows, and that heavy sell-side depth is still capping any real move. At 6 minutes and 0-0-1, Morocco finish would be the quickest way to knock the draw off its perch. The draw is still the clear favorite in the mid-range, with Netherlands and Morocco both parked in the lows, and a big wall of sell liquidity keeping the market pinned. At 6 minutes and 0-0, that pricing says the clock is the draw's best friend, unless Morocco finally turn this pressure into a finish.
65 minutes, still 0-0, and Neil El Anoui gives away the foul for Morocco. Referee stops it, and the Dutch get a moment to breathe. After all those Morocco corners and that spell of pressure, Netherlands will want to use this restart to get their lineup and settle.
The draw has crept up into the mid-range now, with both Netherlands and Morocco still stuck in the lows as the market prices in a late stalemate. At 0-0 on 6-7 minutes, that's the clock back in the draw, unless Morocco finally turned this pressure into a finish.
Still 0-0 at 6-7 minutes, and there's a real flashpoint there. As the attacker goes down, referee waves it away, and play moves on. And this kind of tangle, one marginal pull can flip the whole match into a denial of a goal-scoring chance debate, and everyone knows it.
The draw is holding in the mid-range, with both Netherlands and Morocco still down in the lows, and a big sell-side wall keeping any swing muted. At 0-0 in the 6-7 teach. That's the market saying the clock is the draws, unless Morocco finally land a clean finish. The draw is still priced around the high range, with both sides win chances stuck in the lows, and that heavy sell side liquidity keeping things pinned. At 6-7 minutes and 0-0, the market's basically betting the clock keeps squeezing Morocco's window to turn pressure into a winner.
Still 0-0 at 6-8 minutes, and that little tangle in the area gets waved away immediately by the referee. In a match this tight, both teams know the next bit of contact in the box could mean a massive call penalty or even a red if it's clear enough.
The draw is now sitting in the high range, with both Netherlands and Morocco down around the lows, and the book still looks heavily capped on the sell side. At 8 minutes and 0-0, that's the market saying time pressure is shifting onto Morocco to find a winner.
67 minutes and we've got a drinks break again, still 0-0 between the Netherlands and Morocco. It's a real chance for both benches to get instructions across because Morocco have been the ones forcing those corners and keeping the Dutch pinned back in spells.
Draw pricing is holding in the high range with both Netherlands and Morocco stuck around the lows and a big sell wall still capping any breakout move. At 9 minutes and 0-0, that's the market saying the clock is squeezing Morocco. Most one Dutch goal would flip this board fast. The draw is still sitting in the high range with both teams' win chances pinned in the lows and heavy sell side liquidity, keeping the market from swinging. At 9 minutes and 0-0, that's the clock tightening around Morocco's chance to turn all that corner pressure into a winner.
69 minutes gone and it's still 0-0, but Morocco are enjoying the kind of possession that pins the Netherlands back and turns every clearance into another wave. The Dutch look like they could use fresh legs just to hold the ball for 2 passes and get their line up the pitch.
The draw is still the clear market favorite in the high range with Netherlands and Morocco both stuck in the lows and heavy sell side liquidity keeping prices pinned. With it's still 0-0. At 9 minutes, the clock is squeezing Morocco most. If they don't convert this pressure soon, the stalemate stays priced on top.
69 minutes, still 0-0, and you can feel Morocco's grip on the ball since the restart. Netherlands are dropping off and living off clearances. At this point, the Dutch need a tweak of fresh legs just to keep possession long enough to push that lineup and reset.
The draw is still the clear favorite in the high range, while both Netherlands and Morocco The draw is still priced in the high range with both Netherlands and Morocco sitting in the lows and a thick sell wall keeping the market pinned. At 1 minutes and 0-0, that's the clock leaning hard towards stalemate. Unless Morocco finally turn this pressure into a breakthrough. Netherlands are now being priced as the clear front runner at roughly the high range, while the draw has slid to around 4-0 and Morocco is down in the mid-teens. At 1 minutes, still 0-0. That's the market leaning toward a late Dutch breakthrough rather than the staying level. The market has flipped hard toward the Netherlands at roughly the low XE range with a draw.
72 minutes and the Netherlands strike first. Cody Gakpo finishes from the middle of the box and it's meta ball. And just before that, Weghorst comes on for Brobby. A real signal they want presence up top, and within a minute they've got the breakthrough.
Netherlands are now priced around the low COS range with the draw down near a quarter and Morocco in the mid-single digits, and the book looks heavy on the offer for the upset outcomes. At 2 minutes and 1-0, that's the market saying Morocco need an equalizer soon or this is getting locked up.
Netherlands lead 1-0 at 3 minutes, and that goal really did come straight off the bench. Moves Weghorst, gives them a proper target. Koopmeiners adds composure. And suddenly the loose ball drops for Gakpo to finish. Now it's about whether they keep feeding that second ball or use the extra midfield control to calm it down.
Netherlands are holding around the mid-CZ range now with the draw near a quarter and Morocco down in low single digits, and the offers look stacked against any late upset. At 107, 3 minutes, Morocco's equalizer is the only thing that really reopens this market. Netherlands are still priced around the mid-GU range with the draw and the lows, and Morocco down near low single digits, and the sell side looks stacked against any late twist. At 101.7, 3 minutes, Morocco need an equalizer quickly or this market keeps tightening toward a Dutch closeout.
Netherlands lead 1-0 at 7-3 minutes, and you can feel the whole mood swing the moment Gakpo put that away. Those subs have made them more direct wigs as the target runners off him, and now Morocco have to find a response before this settles into Dutch control.
Netherlands are holding around the mid-seal win chance with the draw and the lows, and Morocco down near the low single digits, and the book is still stacked on the sell side for any upset. At 101.7, 3 minutes, Morocco's equalizer is the one goal that will blow this back open.
Netherlands lead Morocco 1-0 at 74 minutes, and Cody Gakpo's reaction tells you that goal hit him right in the chest emotionally. Now the Dutch have to turn that lift into discipline, win the second balls off Weghorst, and keep Morocco from building another spell of corners and pressure.
Netherlands are still priced around the mid-sheen range with the draw on the lows and Morocco stuck in the low single digits, and the book looks very offer heavy against any late twist. At 107 TH, Morocco need an equalizer soon or this keeps drifting toward a Dutch closeout. Netherlands are still priced around the low to mid range with the draw on the low 2-0s and Morocco down near 4 and the offers look stacked against a late swing. At 101.7, 4 minutes, Morocco need an equalizer fast or this keeps tightening toward a Dutch closeout.
75 minutes and Morocco win a free kick in the attacking half through Adedine Ounahi. This is a real platform with the Netherlands 1-0 up. After those earlier corners, Morocco will fancy this as a chance to sling one into a dangerous area and ask a question of the Dutch line.
Netherlands are still priced around the low pricey range with a draw near a quarter, and Morocco stuck around 4, and the books offer heavy on the upset side. At 7:05 minutes and 1-0, Morocco's next goal is the equalizer. That would yank the draw back into the driver's seat. Netherlands are still priced around a low win chance with a draw in the mid-Suez, and Morocco down near 5, and the book is stacked with
75 minutes and Morocco earn a free kick in the attacking half, and it's followed by a forced change to Chadi Riyad. Can't continue, Anasal Adian comes on. At 1-0 down, that set piece is a real chance to drop it into the mixer and test the Dutch line immediately.
Netherlands are still priced around the low range with the draw and the lows in Morocco down near 5, and the book looks offer heavy against any late upset. At 7:06 minutes and 1-0, Morocco need an equalizer quickly or this keeps tightening toward a Dutch closeout.
77 minutes, Netherlands lead, Morocco 1-0, and you can sense the Dutch mindset now. Protect the box first, play the game in tight spaces, and make Morocco earn every touch in the final third. With Kupat is tucked in, it's all about winning those second balls and clearing the danger cleanly.
Netherlands are still priced in the low range with the draw around a quarter and Morocco stuck near 5, and the book remains very offer heavy against any late upset. At 7:07 minutes and 1-0, Morocco's equalizer is the one moment that would immediately reprice this.
77 minutes, Netherlands lead, Morocco 1-0, and you can still see that surge from Cody Gakpo's finish. His reaction dragged the whole group together. Now the key is turning that emotion into clean decisions. Protect the box, win the second ball, and don't give Morocco set pieces. 78 minutes, Netherlands still lead, Morocco 1-0, and Morocco are running out of time to find that final third spark. The next change has to bring a different profile up top, someone who can stretch the line or take a first touch under pressure and turn half chances into shots fast. 78 minutes, Netherlands still lead, Morocco 1-0, and Kupinas gives away the foul. That lets Hakimi whip one in from the right. Morocco win the corner, and Saladin has a crack from range, but the Dutch get a vital block in front of goal.
Netherlands are still sitting in the low win range with a draw around a quarter and Morocco in the low single digits. And the book remains stacked with big sell walls against the upset outcomes. At 7-8 minutes and 1-0 Morocco, need an equalizer fast, or this pricing just keeps hardening toward a Dutch closeout.
At 7-8 minutes, it's Netherlands 1-0 Morocco, and you can see the Dutch are perfectly willing to drop into that compact 5-4-1 with Koopmeiners almost as an extra center back. That invites Morocco to go wide and make set pieces count because the middle of the box is getting shut off fast.
Netherlands are still priced in the low win range, with the draw around a quarter and Morocco down near 4, and the sell side is still towering over any late up.
79 minutes, Netherlands still lead, Morocco 1-0, and every little grapple in the penalty area suddenly feels like it could swing the whole match. With Morocco pumping balls into the box, the referee's tolerance for those arm hooks and shirt tugs is absolutely decisive now.
Netherlands are so priced in the low range with a draw in the midsies and Morocco around 4, and the book stays heavily offer stacked against any late upset. At 7 minutes with a 1-0, Morocco's next goal is the equalizer. That would instantly drive the draw price back up.
At 7-9 minutes, it's Netherlands 1-0 Morocco, and that coaching storyline is a massive. Now, this is where a first senior job gets judged in real time. With fresh legs coming on, Morocco need a simple, fast solution. Get the ball wide early and make the next delivery count.
Netherlands are still priced around the mid-Chivi to win with the draw in the lows and Morocco down near 3, and the order book is still heavily stacked with offers against any late twist. At 8-0 mids and 1-0 Morocco need that equalizer right now, or the
Morocco making no switch on 7-9 minutes. Samir El Mouabe is on for Ayoub Bouadi, and they're clearly hunting a different angle late on at 1-0 down. The play's halted now. Ryan Gravenberch is receiving treatment for the Netherlands, and that stoppage can really break Morocco's rhythm. At 8-0 minutes, it's Netherlands 1-0 Morocco, and now every high ball into the area becomes a full-on duel. Arms across, bodies, attackers trying to buy contact, defenders desperate to hold their line. The referee's threshold and stopping instantly for any suspected head knock could decide how these last minutes play out.
Netherlands are still holding roughly a mid-G win chance with a draw in the lows, and Morocco stuck around 3, and the south side looks stacked against any late upset. At 1 minutes and 1-0, that injury stoppage is Morocco's chance to reset for one bid delivery, but the market's still betting the Dutch see it out. Netherlands are still priced around a 3/4 win chance with the draw just over 1/5 in Morocco down near 3%, and the books still stacked with offers against a late twist. At 1 minutes IL packed that says the market expects the Dutch to manage the clock and shut the door. Netherlands are still trading around a 3/4 win chance, while the draw sits just over 1/5 and Morocco remain in the low single digits, with the books still heavily offer stacked against a late twist. At 2 minutes and 1-0, the market's basically pricing a Dutch closeout unless Morocco land that equalizer fast. Netherlands are still priced around a 3/4 win chance with a draw just over 1/5, and Morocco stuck near 3%, and the book looks very offer heavy against any late twist. At 2 minutes at 1-0, Morocco's equalizer is the one moment that would yank the draw probability sharply higher.
82 minutes, Netherlands lead, Morocco 1-0, and if that wind is swirling, every clearance and every set-piece delivery becomes a bit of a lottery now. Morocco will fancy whipping it into that danger zone, and the Dutch have to judge the flight perfectly under pressure.
Netherlands are still priced around a 3/4 chance to win with a draw just over 1/5, and Morocco pinned in the low single digits. And the south side remains stacked against a late swing. At 83 minutes off, that's the market saying Morocco are running out of possessions to find equalizer. Netherlands are holding around a 3/4 win chance with the draw near 1/5 and Morocco down around 3%. And the book is still heavily offer stacked against any late upset. At 83 minutes at 1-0, that pricing says Morocco need an equalizer right now or the Dutch are closing this out.
At 84 minutes with Netherlands 1-0 up, any suspected head nod has to stop play immediately now, no matter how loud the crowd gets. And in a game this tight, those pauses can be a real momentum killer for Morocco when they're trying to build one last sustained push.
Netherlands are still priced around a 3/4 chance to win with a draw near 1/5, and Morocco down in the low single digits, and the offers are still stacked against a late swing. At 84 minutes and 1-0, Morocco basically need an equalizer on this next wave, or the market keeps hardening toward a Dutch closeout. Netherlands are still marked around a 3/4 chance to win with the draw near 1/5, and Morocco down around 2%, and the sell side is stacked, so any late swing looks expensive. At 84 minutes and 1-0, that's the market screaming Morocco need an equalizer right now to change the story.
At 84 minutes, it's Netherlands 1-0 Morocco, and you can still feel the emotion around Cody Gakpo's goal. His teammates and the bench absolutely wrapped around him. Late on, that kind of togetherness shows up in the basics. Everyone sprints back, everyone wins their duel, and you protect the box first. 84 minutes, Netherlands lead Morocco 1-0, and it's a handball against Crescencio Somerville. That's a needless way to hand Morocco a set-piece opportunity in a game where one clean delivery into the box can flip everything late on.
Netherlands are now priced around an 8-0 win chance with the draw slipping under 2-0, and Morocco basically written off, and the offers are still stacked against any late repricing. At 85 minutes and 1-0, Morocco's set piece from a handball feels like their last real shot to force an equalizer. Netherlands are now priced around an 8-0 win chance with a draw under 2-0, and Morocco down near 2, and the book looks heavily offer stacked against any late reversal. At 85 minutes at 1-0, Morocco's next big delivery has to become an equalizer fast, or this market just keeps hardening. Netherlands are holding just over an 8-0 win chance now, while the draw sits just under 2-0, and Morocco are basically at a coin flip with heavy sell pressure, still leaning against a late twist. At 85 minutes IL, that screams Morocco need this set-piece wave to land an equalizer immediately.
Foul by Ismail Sabari from Morocco at 85 minutes, and that's another cheap stoppage with the clock ticking away at 1-0 to the Netherlands. In these moments, you can't keep handing the Dutch little breathers to reset their shit. 87 minutes, Netherlands still lead Morocco 1-0, and we've just had a flurry of changes. Hato and Quinten Timber on for the Dutch, Brahimi and Talbi introduced for Morocco.
Netherlands are holding just over an 8-0
This is
win
classic
chance
game
with the
management
draw
from the
under
Netherlands.
2-0,
Fresh
and
legs to
Morocco
protect the
down around
spaces,
2,
while
and the book
Morocco
is
grow
still
on
stacked
pace
with
and
offers
invention.
against a late swing. At 86 minutes at 1-0, Morocco need an equalizer on this next set piece push, or the Dutch price will keep hardening into the whistle. Netherlands are now priced a touch above 4/5 to win with the draw down in the high teens, and Morocco barely a couple percent, and the sell side still looks stacked against a late swing. At 87 minutes and 1-0, that's the market saying Morocco's next real chance has to be the equalizer, or this closes out Dutch. Netherlands have firmed into the mid-bassies to win with the drawdown around the mid-teens, in Morocco basically priced out, and the sell side is still stacked against any late flip. At 87 minutes at 1-0, the market's telling you Morocco need an equalizer right now, or this is getting blocked in. Netherlands have tightened into the mid-basing win range with the drawdown in the mid-teens, and Morocco basically at 1%, and the south side is still stacked against a late flip. At 87 minutes at 1-0, Morocco need an equalizer on this next push, or the Dutch price just hardens into the whistle.
88 minutes, and it's a corner to the Netherlands. Issa Diop, the one who's had to concede it under pressure. At 1-0 up, this is where the Dutch can chew up precious seconds and still make Morocco defend one more big delivery into the box.
Netherlands are sitting in the low Boston win range now with a draw mid-teens in Morocco basically priced out, and the book is still stacked with sellers against any late flip. At 8 minutes and 1-0 that says Morocco need an equalizer immediately, or this is getting priced as a Dutch closeout.
88 minutes, Netherlands still 1-0 up, and that recovery from Virgil van Dijk is pure captain's defending. He reads the danger, eats up the ground, and times the tackle so cleanly. In a one-goal game this late, that's the kind of moment that protects the lead as much as any finish.
Netherlands are still priced in the low buzzing range to win, with the draw in the mid-teens and Morocco basically at 1%, and the offers are still stacked against any late flip. At 9 minutes at 1-0, Morocco need a clean equalizer right now, or this gets priced as a Dutch closeout. Netherlands are still priced in the low boss win range with the draw around the mid-teens and Morocco near 0, and the sell side is heavy, so any late swing is costly. At 9 minutes at 1-0, Morocco need an equalizer right now, or this is basically getting priced to the whistle.
89 minutes, Netherlands still lead. Morocco 1-0, and Morocco are furious as Saibari stays down with the referee waving play on. In these dying moments, one missed tug or bit of contact, and whether the whistle goes can completely kill an attack or hand you a lifeline.
Netherlands are holding in the mid-bash win range with the draw stuck around the mid-teens, and the book still lopsided with heavy offers that make a late flip expensive. At 9 minutes and 1-0, this is basically priced as a Dutch closeout, unless Morocco land an immediate equalizer.
90 minutes on the clock, Netherlands lead, Morocco 1-0, and you can see the Dutch mindset now. Get it clear, get set, no cheap risks in the middle. Morocco's got to make one final ball really count because the space is disappearing fast. 90 plus 1, and it's Sinla, and every whistle and stoppage time feels like it's worth a goal. If Morocco have a man go down and the referee waves it away, that frustration can either spark one last desperate surge or just drain the final seconds out of him. 90 plus 1, and Morocco have equalized Issa Diop powers in a header from the center of the box. That's the nightmare for the Netherlands after leading since Gakpo's strike, and now with 6 added minutes, both teams suddenly believe there's still a winner here.
And the sell side is stacked if anyone tries to fade it late. At 9:01 and 1:01, the market's basically saying we're headed for the whistle unless someone lands one last clean winner.
90 plus 1, it's Tian Montere, and that Doyap header has turned stoppage time into pure chaos. With 6 minutes added, both Netherlands and Morocco will fancy one last clean delivery, but one sloppy pass now, and you're instantly exposed on the break.
The draw is now priced in the low bussing range, with Netherlands and Morocco both down in single digits, and the book is still heavy with offers, if anyone tries to fade that. Late. At 9:01 and 1:01, the market's screaming, hold the line, unless the Dutch conjure one final winner in this added time. The draw is now priced in the mid-backle range, with both Netherlands and Morocco down in single digits, and liquidity looks concentrated around holding that stalemate into the whistle. At 9:02 at 1:1, the market's basically betting stoppage time runs out without another clean chance being finished.
92 on the clock, it's still 1-1, and that Saibari incident is exactly the kind of late contact call that can decide who gets the final real attack. If the referee waves it on, both teams have to stay switched on and play to the whistle. No stopping, no pleading.
The draw is not priced in the high spash range, with both Netherlands and Morocco pushed down into single digits, and the book still looks geared toward the stalemate holding. At 9:02 at 1:01, that's the market saying the clock is the main opponent now, not the other team. The draw is now priced close to 9 and 10, with both Netherlands and Morocco down in the single digits, and the book looks set up to absorb any late punt against it. At 9:02 and 1:01, that's the market saying the clock is winning. unless the Dutch find one clean final delivery.
92 minutes and Issa Diop's equalizer feels even bigger when you remember that international switch, France-born, France youth football, then choosing Morocco and delivering in the biggest moment. That's why these decisions resonate. One header and a whole fan base feels it.
The draw is now priced in the high ball range while both Netherlands and Morocco sit in single digits, and the offers look heavy. If anyone tries to fade that this late. At 9:02 with it 1-1, the market's basically saying stoppage time drains away, unless the Dutch land one last clean set piece.
90 plus 3 and Quentin Timber wins the Netherlands. A free kick on the right wing is a massive moment at 1-1. And with bodies still buzzing after that late equalizer, it's all about the quality of the delivery and the first contact in the box.
The draw is now basically priced at 9 and 10, with Netherlands and Morocco both stuck around the mid-single digits as the book leans hard towards stalemate. At 9:03 and 1-1, that Dutch free kick on the right is the one moment that can still rip up this clock wins pricing.
90 plus 3, and it's a foul by Neil Ilanoui on Quentin Timber. Netherlands have a set piece on the right with it still 1-1. At this stage, it's all about the first contact in the box, one clean header, and you're not giving the other team time to reply.
The draw is now priced around 9 and 10 again, with both Netherlands and Morocco down in the mid-single digits, and the book still looks built to hold that stalemate into the whistle. At 9:04 at 1:01, the market's basically daring the Netherlands to make that last delivery count. The draw is now priced in the low range, with Netherlands and Morocco both pushed down into the low single digits as the book leans hard to stalemate. At 9:04 and 1:01, that's the market saying there's barely time left for the Dutch to turn this into a winner.
90 plus 5, and it's a foul by Denzel Dumfries. Morocco win a free kick back in their defensive half with this still 1-1. That's a cheap one to give away now because it lets Morocco breathe, get bodies up, and maybe launch one last ball into the Dutch box.
The draw is now priced around 9 and 10, with Netherlands only high single digits, and Morocco down near the low single digits. So the book's basically locked on stalemate. At 9:05 and 01:01, the Morocco free kick in their own half is more about killing seconds than building a real winner. The draw's now up around the low so's, and both sides are priced down near the low single digits. So the market's basically paying for the whistle. At 9:05, at 1:01, that Morocco free kick deep is more about birding seconds than teeing up a winner.
90 plus 5, and it's still 1-1, but that Dumfries foul hands Morocco a precious defensive free kick to slow it all down. Now it's exactly that set-piece chess match. Netherlands want one last loaded delivery. Morocco just have to win the first header and get it out.
The draw has jumped into the high range now, with both Netherlands and Morocco basically priced as long shots, and the book's stacked to defend that stalemate. At 9:06 and 1-1, the market's telling you there's time for maybe one last ball, but it expects the whistle to beat everyone.
90 plus 6, and it's still 1-1, and that Diop equalizer lands with real meaning when you remember his international switch to Morocco. In moments like this, one header isn't just a goal, it's a statement that choice was worth it. 90 plus at 6 foul by Ismail Saibari, and at 1-1, that's a huge stoppage because it hands the Netherlands a chance to sling one last ball into the mixad. Morocco have to be razor sharp on the first header here. No second chances this late.
The draw is now priced in the mid to high say range, with Netherlands and Morocco both down in the low single digits as the book leans hard into a stalemate. At 9:06 and 1:01, that says the market expects this last Dutch set-piece moment to fizzle and the whistle to win. The draw is effectively priced as a lock, now with bids stacked near certainty and virtually no market left for either side to win. At 9:06 and 1:01, that's the book saying this final Netherlands delivery probably gets cleared, and we're heading straight to the whistle.
Full time at 9:07, Netherlands 1, Morocco 1, and it ends with that late Saibari foul just before the whistle. The Dutch led from Gakba's and minute finish, but Diop's led Sewell header completely flipped it, and Morocco hang on for the point.
The draw is now basically treated as a done deal, with buyers stacked near certainty and almost no pricing left for either side to nick it. With the clock already at 9:07 and it's still 1-1. The market's saying extra time is the only story from here. The draw is fully locked at effectively 1-0-0 now, with all the depth sitting on its settled side and the win lines for both teams basically at 0 with it. What on the second half ended at 9:07. This is no longer about a last chance. Extra time is the only live angle.
90 plus 7 and it's finished 1-1, so we're heading to extra time in Monterrey. You can already sense the shift. It becomes set-piece football now. Long throws, big center back stepping up, and everything decided by who wins that first header and the second ball.
The draw line is now fully locked at effectively 1-0, with heavy bids sitting at certainty and both team win outcomes priced as dead. With the second half ended at 1-1, the market's treating extra time as the only live phase left.
90 plus 7 and it's extra time at 1-1 in Monterrey, and you can hear it. Diop's late header has turned this into a cauldron. Now it's about keeping your head, one rash tackle, a one sloppy set piece smart, and the emotion punishes you instantly.
The draw is now priced as a complete lock, with all the liquidity piled on certainty and both team win outcomes effectively written off. With 9:07 gone and it's still 1-1, the market's already moved on to extra time as the only live chapter.
97 at sea, we're into extra time, and you can feel it tightening into pure survival football now. Those last-ditch blocks and sliding tackles in the box become gold because one loose second ball is all it takes to decide it. Extra time, it is at 1-1, and you can feel the tackles getting heavier with every minute of fatigue. The next wait moment might not be a slick move at all. It could be the referee's line on contact that hands someone a dangerous free kick in a prime crossing zone. We're at extra time now. Netherlands won, Morocco won. After that 9:01 Diop header dragged it back. At this point, it's about discipline and set-piece defending when needless foul in a crossing area can decide the whole tie. We're into extra time at 1-1 after that dramatic 9:01 Diop header, and you can feel how quickly this turns into a discipline test. One cheap foul in a wide area now is basically an invitation for a match-winning delivery.
The draw market is now fully locked at certainty, with all the depth sitting on the draw and both team win outcomes effectively priced at 0. With 9:07 gone and it's still 1-1 into extra time, the betting story shifts from survive the whistle to who lends the first ET punch.
90 plus 7 at sea, we're heading into extra time, and that kind of sliding tackle in the box can be season-defining. If Masri's timing was as clean as it sounded, that's pure defending. Win the ball, kill the shot, and keep your nerve. It's so after now 7, and extra time is as much about clearing the head as drawing up a plan. That late Diop header has both teams riding emotion. So the first 5 minutes are about calm decisions, especially on set pieces, and those second balls. Extra time begins at 1-1. Netherlands and Morocco still locked together after that late Diop header. And with Gakpo carrying so much emotion into this night, you wonder if it fuels one more decisive run or if the legs and the head just start to feel heavy now. Extra time begins at 1-1. Netherlands and Morocco still locked together after Issa Diop's UU header dragged it back. That's the brutal lesson of this tournament. Switch off 4-1 cross, lose your lead, and now every set-piece mark feels like it could decide it. Extra time starts at 1-1, Netherlands and Morocco, and that 5-4-1 from the Dutch really is the big question now. If they stay in that low block, it's all about surviving crosses and second balls again. If they open up, they risk giving Morocco the same space that led to Diop's header. We're Tana at minutes on the clock, and it's immature between Netherlands and Morocco deep into added time with 6 minutes posted. After that Diop header, you can sense every restart matters now. One more wide free kick or one clean cross could swing it.
The draw is now priced as a complete lock with all the liquidity stacked on certainty, and both Netherlands and Morocco win outcomes effectively marked down to nothing. With it 1-1 at 9-1 and extra time underway, the market saying the next real risk is an ET breakthrough, not a late stoppage twist.
It's Jordy minutes and still 1-1 in extra time, and the next tactical choice is massive. Do the Netherlands step out of that deeper 5-4-1 and take risks, or keep it tight and live with Morocco's crosses? After Diop's header, every wide free kick and set-piece duel feels like the real battleground now. 92 minutes and Weghorst has just won the Netherlands a free kick on the right wing. El Mouebet, the man guilty of the foul. After that late Diop header, this is exactly the kind of wide delivery that turns extra time on its head. Morocco have to win the first contact.
The draw is priced as fully locked now, with all the depth sitting on certainty, and both team win outcomes effectively marked down to nothing. At 9-2 and still 1-1, that tells you the market's already moved on from stoppage time chaos and is bracing for extra time risk instead.
92 minutes, still 1-1, and the shootout shadow is already there. Morocco can draw confidence from that recent penalty success, while the Netherlands know how cruel these long nights can be. That's why this wide free kick for the Dutch is huge. One clean first contact can spare everyone the lottery.
The draw is still priced as completely locked with all the liquidity stacked on certainty and both team win outcomes effectively written off. At 9, 2 minutes and 1-1, that pricing says this: Dutch wide free kick is more feeder than turning point unless someone lands a perfect first contact.
93 minutes, still 1-1, and you can see why the Netherlands keep hunting those wide free kicks. One more dead ball into a crowded box could decide this. For Morocco, it's simple now. Win that first header, then be ruthless on the second ball and get it out. 93 minutes, it's still 1-1, and the big call for the Netherlands is whether that 5-4-1 stays glued to the edge of their box or steps up to stop Morocco settling on the ball. After that late Diop header, it feels like the next wide free kick across is where this swings. 94 minutes, and it's still 1-1 in extra time, and you can build the Netherlands leaning into the simplest route now. Win it wide, swing it in, and scrap for the second ball. Morocco's job is pure concentration, first contact, clear the lines, no cheap fouls in those wide areas. 93 minutes, and it's a handball against Denzel Dumfries. Morocco get the whistle and a chance to load the box from a dead ball. In extra time at 1-1, that's the kind of cheap concession that can turn into one decisive delivery if the marking switches off. 94 minutes, still 1-1, and Morocco don't look spooked at all by extra time. Those young legs are taking responsibility when it's easiest to hide. After that Dumfries handball, it's exactly the moment where belief and clear heads on a set piece can swing everything. We're into the 95th minute, and it's still 1-1 between the Netherlands and Morocco, right on the edge of penalties now. After that Dumfries handball moment ago, you just feel the next set-piece delivery, and the first header could decide the whole night. 95 minutes, still 1-1, and Frankie de Jong gives away the foul. Morocco win a free kick back in their own defensive half. At this stage, that's goal for Morocco. Slow it down, get bodies up the pitch, and make the Netherlands defend one more long delivery. We're at 95 minutes, and it's still 1-1. Morocco with that free kick deep in their own half after the foul by Frankie de Jong. At this stage, it's not about pretty football. This is a chance to push the lineup, take a breath, and send one more ball into a nervous area. 95 minutes, still 1-1, and Morocco have that free kick deep in their own half after the Frankie de Jong foul. This is where the set piece becomes a reset button. Get the lineup, take the sting out of the clock, and ask one more question with a long ball. 96 minutes, and it's still 1-1, right on the brink now. After that run of late fouls and stoppages, it feels like the next restart is everything. One clean clearance or one sloppy touch could decide whether we're heading to penalties.
The draw contract is effectively settled at 1-0 with all the buying interest stacked at certainty, and the Netherlands and Morocco win lines priced as worthless. At 96 minutes, it's still 1-1. The market's treating this as already decided unless the officials add something extraordinary.
96 minutes, still 1-1, and you can feel every touch being weighed against the shootout that's looming. Morocco's past success from the spot might make them a shade calmer, while the Netherlands have to decide whether to force it now or keep it clean and get to penalties. 97 minutes, and it's a corner to Morocco. Bart Verbruggen has had to concede it, and now the Bach is going to be absolutely packed at 1-1. This is exactly where one clean first header, one loose second ball can decide extra time in a heartbeat.
The draw is still priced as completely locked, with all the depths sitting on near certainty, and both team win outcomes effectively marked down to nothing. At 9-7 and 1-1, even with Morocco's corner, the market's basically saying this gets dealt with and we're heading to penalties.
97 minutes. It's a corner for Morocco at 1-1, and you can see that trust in the youngsters paying off. They're not hiding from the moment. In extra time, that fearlessness batters on set pieces, attack the first contact, believe you'll get the second ball, and suddenly the Netherlands are the ones feeling it. 97 minutes, still 1-1, and Morocco are the ones asking the questions right now, carrying it through the middle and making the Netherlands defend on the edge. The Dutch have to survive this spell and get a foothold again, because one clean Morocco combination could end it before penalties. 98 minutes, still 1-1, and Morocco are the ones with the edge in open play right now, driving straight to the middle and forcing last-ditch defending. The Netherlands just need to weather this wave, then make their next set piece or direct ball count to flip the territory. 98 minutes, still 1-1, and after that Dumfries handball, you can sense the nerves every time the referee's whistle goes. One sheet foul now is basically an invitation to drop the ball into the mixer and let chaos decide. Extra time. 98 minutes, still 1-1, and Morocco's kids are playing like they belong here, taking responsibility, making runs, not hiding when the ball comes. The Netherlands look the older side in the way they're slowing it down and waiting for one clean moment rather than forcing a risky pass. 97 gone, and Morocco win the corner. Verbruggen forced to push it out, but then the Netherlands get a huge breather as Frenkie de Jong draws the foul in his own half. At 1-1 Miss Lake, that whistle is gold dust. Gives the Dutch a chance to get bodies up and reset their marking. 99 minutes, still 1-1, and Bart Verbruggen has been the Netherlands' lifeline. Another huge stop when Morocco finally carved out that one-on-one. In a game this stretch, that kind of goalkeeping steadies everyone in front of him and keeps penalties firmly on the table. 99 minutes, and it's still 1-1, and you can see the heat in every decision now. Nobody wants to get the other side of transition this late. After that Raheem Jets and Verbruggen save, both teams look like they're taking a safer touch, waiting for one clean opening. 99 minutes, still 1-1, and Bart Verbruggen has absolutely kept the Netherlands alive with that one-on-one save from Raheem. In extra time, that's the kind of moment a goalkeeper builds a reputation on. Big body shape, early read, and no panic when it really matters. 100 minutes gone, and it's still 1-1. And that Verbruggen save on Raheem is the moment everyone's going to replay if this goes to penalties. In a one-on-one that close, it's all about the early read and staying big, and he nailed it under maximum pressure. 100 minutes gone, it's still Netherlands 1-1 Morocco, and you can feel both teams choosing the safer pass now rather than forcing it. Add to that huge Verbruggen stop, it's the next set piece, a one clean through ball that could decide extra time. We're at 1-0 goal minutes, and it's still Netherlands 1-1 Morocco, and you can sense the tension in every whistle and every touch. After that Raheem chance and Verbruggen save, both teams look a fraction more cautious. One set piece could swing it. We're into the 101st minute, and it's still Netherlands 101. Morocco extra time just grinding on. That Raheem chance of a broken save is still the reference point. Now it's about who keeps their nerve on the next dead ball or loose second ball. We're in the 101st minute at 101, and Bart Verbruggen is turning this into his match with that massive one-on-one stop on Raheem, still ringing in everyone's ears. If this drifts the penalties, the Netherlands will feel they've got a keeper already in the striker's head. 101 minutes, still Netherlands, 101 Morocco, and that Verbruggen 1-on-1 stop on Rahimi could be the hinge of the whole night. In a position the Dutch have wrestled with for years, that's a keeper making a statement. Early read, big frame, no panic. We're at 102 minutes, and it's still Netherlands 1-1 Morocco, deep into extra time with nothing separating them. After that big Verbruggen save a few minutes ago, you just feel the next set piece or one loose touch could decide whether this goes all the way to penalties. 102 minutes, still Netherlands 1-1 Morocco, and Morocco keep forcing the issue with corners and little pockets of space around the box. The Netherlands are surviving on last-ditch blocks, and Verbruggen's authority, one clean set piece might be the difference between glory and penalties. 102 minutes, still Netherlands, 1-1 Morocco. And you can see Morocco trying to tease the Dutch midfield out with that patient probing before they swing it in from wide or load up a set piece. The Netherlands are seeing this screen in the box and living for second balls. No risk, just survival football right now. 102 minutes on the clock, and it's still Netherlands 1-1. Morocco extra time, tightening like a vice. After that Rahimi chance and the Verbruggen save, you sense both teams are terrified of the one sloppy foul that hands over a decisive set piece. 103 minutes, still Netherlands 1-1 Morocco, and Morocco are quite happy to keep it patient in extra time side to side, waiting for that little pocket to open before they go wide. The Netherlands' job now is simple. Step in and win that first pass into midfield, because once Morocco settle, it's hard to get the ball back. 103 minutes, Netherlands 1-1 Morocco, and every handball appeal is instant now because one whistle could decide extra time. We've already had a handball given against Dumfries, so the referee's next call in the box is going to be absolutely scrutinized. "103 minutes, though, Netherlands 1-1 Morocco, and Morocco are happy to keep it on a string in extra time side to side, wait for that one pocket to open. The Netherlands have got to disrupt that first pass into midfield, because once Morocco settled, they're hard to shake. Handball against Wout Weghorst in the 102 ND minute, and at 104, it's still Netherlands 1-1 Morocco in extra time. That's the kind of cheap turnover that hands Morocco a set-piece platform, and in a game this tight, you can't give them pre-entries into the box. At 104 minutes, it's still Netherlands 1-1, Morocco in extra time, and Morocco are the ones dictating the rhythm, with that patient side-to-side circulation. The Netherlands are clearly set to screen the box and just wait for one loose touch to spring a quick transition the other way. 105 minutes, and Quentin Timber wins the free kick for the Netherlands deep in his own half. Exactly the kind of foul you'll take at this stage to stop Morocco's momentum. Now it's about the restart. Can the Dutch get up the pitch and breathe, or does it come straight back at them? 105 minutes, still Netherlands 1-1 Morocco, and this is where the head has to be as sharp as the legs. One moment you think you've won it, the next you're resetting for the next phase, because one sloppy touch or cheap foul now can decide extra time. 105 minutes, still Netherlands 1-1 Morocco, and you can feel Morocco's composure on the ball as they keep recycling it and looking to create those wide overloads. The Netherlands have to make this restart count. String a few passes together and get the game played 3-0 yards higher, or it's straight back into the squeeze. Foul by Neil Alainoui for Morocco right on 105 minutes, and that's it for the first period of extra time. Netherlands 1, Morocco 1. At this stage, those little late challenges are pure fatigue and panic management, because one cheap set piece can flip the whole tie. Halftime and extra time, Netherlands 1-1 Morocco, and it's Morocco who've looked the calmer side when they've had the ball, shifting it side to side and hunting those little pockets. For the Netherlands, the key is winning it earlier and turning that first touch into a quick transition before Morocco can reset their shape. Extra time, halftime at 105. It's Netherlands 1 Morocco, and Morocco have looked the more composed in possession, patiently moving it side to side to create those wide overloads. The Netherlands, by contrast, seem set on going long and scrapping for second balls just to get some territory and a breather. Extra time, halftime at 1:05. It's Netherlands 101 Morocco, and the game plan contrast could be sharper. Morocco are happy to keep it stretched you wide and wait for the gap. The Netherlands look set to go long to Weghorst and live off the second ball for territory. Extra time, halftime at 1:05. It's Netherlands 1-1 Morocco, and Morocco have looked the calmer side in possession, sliding it side to side and waiting for that pocket to open. The Netherlands feel more direct now, get it up to Weghorst, win the second ball, and try to play the next space 3-0 yards higher. Extra time, halftime at 1:05. It's Netherlands 1-1 Morocco, and that Babrukin stop from Rahimian 9-7 is absolutely massive. From point-blank range, he just makes himself huge, and it's the kind of save that keeps you alive when legs are heavy and margins are tiny. Extra time, halftime at 1:05. It's Netherlands 1-1 Morocco, and you do get the sense Morocco, look, the more comfortable side on the ball, probing for that final pass. The Netherlands, by contrast, have leaned on going direct and fighting for second balls, almost with one eye on penalties. Extra time, halftime at 1:05. It's Netherlands 1-1 Morocco, and that Babrukin save from Rahimi on 9-7 is still ringing in your ears. From that range, it's pure goalkeeper instinct. Get big, stand your ground, and it keeps the whole tie in a knife edge heading into the last 1-5. Extra time, halftime at 1:05. It's Netherlands 1-1 Morocco, and you can sense Morocco feel they can nick this in. The last 1-5 with that calmer, probing possession. The Netherlands had looked more direct, leaning on territory and second balls. Now it's a question of whether they actually step up and take risks before penalties loom. We're back underway for the second period of extra time. Netherlands 1, Morocco 1 at 1:05 minutes. After that first 1-5, it's all about who can land the first clean action in the final third now. One loose touch or one set piece, and this tie flips instantly. 106 minutes, still 1-1, and you can feel the Netherlands leaning even harder into the direct route now. Get it forward, win the second ball, and squeeze territory with set pieces. Morocco looks set to absorb it, throw bodies in the way, and trust those last-ditch duels to drag this to a penalties or steal it late.
The draw contract is still pinned at near certainty, with all the depth stacked there, while both team win lines are effectively marked worthless. At 106 minutes and 1:01, that pricing says we're basically playing out the clock toward penalties unless someone finds a sudden extra time winner.
106 minutes, still 1-1, and it does feel like Morocco are the ones pushing to actually win it in open play, while the Netherlands look a touch more guarded. In this last stretch, it's nerve and decision-making, one brave forward pass versus one safe one, deciding whether we even get to penalties. 107 minutes, still 1-1, and Morocco win a free kick deep in their own half through Gassama Youssine. That's a precious chance to slow it down, get bodies up the pitch, and take a bit of sting out of the Netherlands. Direct pressure. 107 minutes in extra time, then it's still Netherlands 1-1. Morocco, with Morocco using that free kick in their own half to reset and push their line upfield. At this stage, it's all about the next restart. One clearance or one sloppy second, ball can swing the whole tide. 107 minutes in extra time, still Netherlands 1-1 Morocco, and you can sense that contrast. Morocco looking to play, and Nick, the Netherlands a bit more guarded with penalties in the back of the mind. That Morocco free kick is gold. Slow it down, step up the line, and make the next phase happen in the Dutch hand. 107 minutes, still Netherlands 1-1. Morocco have bought themselves a free kick deep to take a breath and get their shape up the pitch. In extra time, that restart is everything. One poor clearance or a lost second ball, and suddenly you're defending your box again. 107 minutes in extra time, still Netherlands 1-1 Morocco, and Gassima Yassine wins a free kick deep in the Moroccan half. That's a vital breather to get everyone up the pitch and reset the shape, because one sloppy clearance from here and you're straight back under Dutch pressure. We're at 108 minutes and it's still 1-1, and you can see the concern. If Frenkie de Jong is grimacing and signaling toward the bench, that's a massive call for the Netherlands now. Protect him with a sub or keep his seat calm, passing on the pitch with penalties starting to loom. 108 minutes, still 1-1, and Frenkie de Jong looking uncomfortable is a huge decision point for the Netherlands. If he can't open up and move properly, you risk losing him in a key moment. But if he stays fit enough, his composure could be priceless, with penalties looming. 109 minutes, still 1-1, and that Frenkie de Jong situation is a real knife-edge call for the Netherlands. If he can't run freely, you protect him and keep your structure. But if he's even close to O, his come on the ball is exactly what you want, with penalties looming. 109 minutes, still 1-1, and you can feel the emotion in every duel when you've got Morocco players out there with Dutch roots and even Dutch U-team history. In extra time, that kind of personal edge can sharpen decision-making. One tackle, one pass, and it suddenly means everything. 109 minutes gone, still Netherlands 1-1 Morocco, and it's extra time where every restart feels like a set-piece final. With the fouls stacking up, both teams will be desperate to win territory without giving away a cheap free kick near their own box. 109 minutes, still 1-1, and Frenkie de Jong is clearly in discomfort, signaling to the bench. That's a massive late call for the Netherlands. If he can't open up and cover ground, you risk a turnover in the middle. But if he stays on, his calm passing could be gold, with penalties looming. 110 minutes, and Wout Weghorst wins a free kick on the right wing. Enes Salah emptying the one penalized for Morocco. In extra time at 1-1. That's prime territory for the Netherlands to load the box and make first contact. Absolutely everything. 110 minutes, still 1-1. And that late Dutch change really does feel like legs management as much as any tactical tweak, with penalties looming. In these final moments, fresh runners can be the difference between winning the second ball on a set piece or watching it drop from Morocco. 111 minutes gone, still Netherlands 1-1 Morocco, and you can feel that extra edge with so many Moroccan ties to Dutch football and Dutch streets. When it's that personal and penalties are looming, every tackle and every decision in midfield gets made a fraction quicker and a fraction hotter. Still 1-1 at 1-1, 1 minute, and now every decision is made with penalties in the back of your mind. Morocco. And at 1:10 minutes, the Netherlands make the change. Martin de Roon is on for Frenkie de Jong, and that tells you everything about where they are physically right now. De Roon brings fresh legs and protection in midfield as this one stays locked at 1-1 deep into extra time. 111 minutes, still 1-1, and you can feel the referee setting the tone here. Those little appeals are getting waved away, and it's winding players up. And these last scraps of extra time, the smart ones will try to win territory without overselling it and risking a cheap turnover.
The market's completely pinned to the draw at effectively 1-0, with all the depth sitting there, and both team win outcomes priced as dead? At 111 minutes and still 1-1, that's traders treating this as penalties already, unless someone finds a last gasp extra time win.
112 minutes, still 1-1, and the referee's not buying the little nudges of the appeals. Now he's waving them away, and you can see the frustration bubbling. That changes everything. Players stay on their feet, and both teams start going more direct because there's no bailout whistle. 112 minutes, still 1-1. And you can see the Netherlands leaning into the direct route now. Keeper going long, Weghorst making it a wrestling match up top. At this stage, it's about winning contact, pinning Morocco back, and turning one second ball into a decisive set piece. 112 minutes, still 1-1, and Cody Gakpo wins the Netherlands. A free kick in the attacking half, Neil Alainoui, the one penalized for Morocco. This is exactly the kind of moment where one clean delivery and first contact can decide extra time in a single phase. 113 minutes, still Netherlands, 1-1 Morocco, and it's absolutely down to tired legs and territory now. 113 minutes in extra time, and the Netherlands make a big attacking switch. Justin Kluivert is on for Cody Gakpo, and it stays 1-1 with the clock at 1:14. That's fresh legs and a different profile up top. Someone to run beyond Weghorst and maybe make one decisive moment before penalties. 113 minutes, still 1-1, and that personal edge is real. When you got Morocco players with Dutch roots and Dutch academy backgrounds, every duel feels like it's got history in it. With that Moroccan community back in the Netherlands, watching the tackles and the set-piece grappling get just that bit more emotional. 114 minutes, still Netherlands 1-1 Morocco, and it's pure extra time survival. Now fatigue everywhere, so it turns into punts, set pieces, and scraps for second ball. One clean header or one missed marker on a dead ball could decide this before penalties. 114 minutes, still 1-1, and Justin Kluivert is on for Cody Gakpo for the Netherlands. With legs this heavy, it's the kind of change that's less about patterns and more about one sharp run or one clean touch that swings a set piece or a rebound. 115 minutes, still Netherlands 1-1 Morocco, and it's exactly what extra time becomes: tired legs, long balls, and a fight for territory. With Gakpo off and Kluivert on, the Netherlands will hope fresh movement can turn one set piece or one loose second ball into the winner. 114 minutes in extra time, and Denzel Dumfries gives away the foul. Soufiane Rahimi wins Morocco a free kick out on that left wing with the score still 1-1. At this stage, it's not about pretty buildup. It's about one accurate delivery and who attacks the first header. 115 minutes, still Netherlands 1-1 Morocco, and it really is a mentality test now. Everyone's running on fumes and every decision has to be clean. And Moroccan free kick on the left is exactly the kind of moment where one first header, one loose second ball decides it before penalties. 116 minutes, still Netherlands, 1-1 Morocco, and you can see it's gone beyond legs now. It's all about focus and decision-making. Every set piece and every second ball is a mini final because one missed marker or one clean contact ends this before penalties even arrive. At 1:16 minutes, and it's still Netherlands 1-1 Morocco. This is pure extra time survival now. Everyone's running on fumes, and every stoppage is a chance to breathe and push the lineup. The neck dead ball delivery is massive. One clean first contact in the box could decide it and spare everyone penalties. 116 minutes, still Netherlands 1-1 Morocco, and the referee's letting a lot of contact go. Now players are looking for that little nudge to win a cheap free kick, but the whistle's staying quiet. That means on these last set pieces, it's about winning the headed clean, not winning the argument. 117 minutes, still 1-1 between the Netherlands and Morocco, and you can sense minds drifting toward penalties now. Routine breathing, picking your spot. But with legs gone, it only takes one sloppy set-piece mark or one loose second ball to end it before the shootout. 117 minutes, still Netherlands, 1-1 Morocco, and with the Netherlands out of substitutions, any knock is a nightmare. Now, if someone goes down and can't shake it off, you're talking about finishing extra time, compromise, and patching positions on instinct alone. 117 minutes, and it's still Netherlands 1-1 Morocco deep in extra time, and every whistle feels like a reset for both back lines. With so many recent fouls and stoppages, it's set-piece organization and first contact that can still swing this before penalties. 117 minutes, still Netherlands 1-1 Morocco, and the referee's injury calls are absolutely pivotal now. If someone's down, you stop it early in a non-dangerous area because the last thing this match needs is a goal. With one team screaming, they were effectively a man down.
The draw is still priced as a total lock with all the liquidity parked on certainty and both team win outcomes essentially written off. At 1-1 8 minutes and still 1-1, that's the market saying, we're just seeing out these last scraps before penalties decided.
At 1-1 8 minutes and it's still Netherlands, 1-1 Morocco. The referee's injury management is right under the microscope now. Stop it too quickly and you kill momentum. Wait too long and you risk a huge moment with one team effectively down a man in extra time. 118 minutes, still Netherlands, 1-1 Morocco, and Kemstein Talby wins Morocco a free kick on that left wing. This is prime crossing territory again. One clean ball into the mixer and one decisive header could settle it before we even get to penalties.
The draw is still priced as a complete lock with bids stacked at certainty and both team win outcomes effectively valued at 0. At 1-1 9 minutes and 1-1, the market's basically calling penalties already. Unless this last Morocco set piece moment produces a winner.
119 minutes still Netherlands 1-1 Morocco, and it's the same story. Heavy legs, but the brain has to stay switched on. One sloppy set-piece mark or a half-clear second ball in these final moments get decided before penalties even enter the conversation. 118 minutes still 1-1, and Morocco win a free kick on the left wing through Kemstein Talby. This is exactly the kind of dead ball moment where one clean delivery and one brave header can steal it before penalties. Extra minutes are gone and it finishes Netherlands 1-1 Morocco, so we are heading to penalties. This is pure nerve and routine. Now, Morocco will lean on a keeper with shootout pedigree, but the Netherlands keeper has made big saves tonight, and that can change the whole mood of a spot kick. It's 2 minutes and it's Netherlands 1-1 Morocco, so we'll go into penalties now. This is where the goalkeepers become the story. Morocco's man has that shootout pedigree, but the Netherlands keeper has built real belief with his saves tonight.
The market's now fully locked on the draw at 1-0 with all the depth sitting on certainty and both team win lines effectively priced at 0. With 1-2-0 minutes done at 1-1, that's traders treating this as settled for regulation plus extra time. And penalties won't change it.
It's 2 minutes, Netherlands 1-1 Morocco, and it's going to penalties. Now the coin toss suddenly matters, because the end you're shooting at can feel like a wall of noise or a pocket of support. In a shootout, this tight, that tiny psychological edge can nudge one kick either way. We're at 1-2-0-1, and it's still Netherlands 1-1 Morocco, right on the edge of a penalty shootout. After all those late fouls and stoppages, it's about keeping heads clear now. No silly booking, no needless argument, just get to the spot kicks, clean. We're at 1-2-0-1, and it's still Netherlands 1-1 Morocco, and you can sense both teams mentally stepping into the shootout now. Everything slows down, players choosing the safe pass, breathing through the nerves because the coin toss and that crowd behind the goal could matter.
The draw market is completely pinned at 1-0 with all the depth sitting on certainty, and both Netherlands and Morocco win outcomes are effectively priced at 0. At 1-2-0-1 with it still 1-1, that's the market saying the match result is already locked as a draw, regardless of the shootout.
Still 1-1-1, 2-1, and the whole stadium can feel the shootout creeping closer with every safe touch. If it goes to spot kicks, it's keeper versus keeper now. Morocco's man with that pedigree and the Netherlands keeper riding the confidence of a big night. We're at 1-2-0-1, and it's still Netherlands 1-1 Morocco, and it's all about getting through these last seconds without a rash foul or a needless argument. After those late set-piece moments, both teams just want the whistle and a clean walk to the spot.
The draw line is still fully locked at certainty with all the depth sitting there, and both team win outcomes priced as worthless at 1-2-0-2 and still 1-1. The only real drama left is the shootout, but it won't move this market.
We're at 1-2-0-2, and it's still Netherlands 1-1 Morocco right on the brink of penalties. After those late stoppages and fouls, it's about discipline now. No last gasp lunge, no cheap free kick, just get to the whistle and the spot. And that's it. Extra time is over at 1-2-0, 2 Netherlands, 1 Morocco, 1, and we are going to penalties. After all those late fouls and stoppages, it's now about who can slow the heartbeat, pick a corner, and live with the moment. Extra time is done at 1-2-0-2, Netherlands 1, Morocco 1, and it's straight to penalties now. After all those late fouls and stoppages, it's pure composure. Keepers trying to read the run at pickers, trying to keep the technique clean. Extra time ends at 1-2-0-2, Netherlands 1-1 Morocco, and it's penalties next. That coin toss is massive now. Who shoots first and which end you're facing? With those Moroccan fans stacked behind one goal and the Dutch behind the other, can squeeze the nerve on every run-up. Extra time ends at 1-2-0-2, Netherlands 1-1 Morocco, and it's penalties now. In a shootout like this, it turns out one moment a keeper guesses right, or a taker tightens up, and the whole pressure flips with the very next kick. Extra time finishes at 1-2-0-2, Netherlands 1-1 Morocco, and it's all down to penalties now. In a shootout, momentum is basically one clean save or one miss. Suddenly, the next taker is walking up with the entire stadium in their head. Extra time ends at 1-2-0-2, Netherlands 1-1 Morocco, and the last flashpoint is that injury management, whether you play it out or push on. While someone's down, in these final seconds, one referee decision on stopping play can feel like a huge swing before penalties. Extra time is finished at 1-2-0-2, Netherlands 1, Morocco 1, and it's penalties next. You can see it in the body language now. Shoulders, tight eyes fixed. Because in a shootout, it's all about one clean strike and one keeper's read. It finishes after extra time at 1-2-0-2, Netherlands 1, Morocco 1, and we're heading to penalties. If you're Morocco, you cling to memories like Hakimi in a big shootout. One player's calm can spread fast, but it also loads pressure onto the next taker. Extra time ends at 1-2-0-2, Netherlands 1-1 Morocco, and Zlatan's point hangs in the air. As we walk to the spot, the Dutch have looked cautious rather than front foot. In penalties, that mindset shows. Your run-up either screams conviction or the hesitation creeps in and the keeper senses it. Extra time ends at 1-2-0-2. It's Netherlands 1-1 Morocco, and now it's a penalty shootout. If the Dutch really have been managing this towards spot kicks, the first couple of run-ups will tell you everything. Positive stride and clean contact. Or that little stutter that invites the keeper in. We're at 1-2-0-2. It's Netherlands 1-1 Morocco, and it's going to penalties now. The big question for the Dutch is whether they can dish that cautious feel instantly, because from the spot, any hesitation in the run-up is basically an invitation for the keeper to pout. How? Extra time ends at 1-2-0-2, Netherlands 1-1 Morocco, and it's penalties now. The studio is right to ask if the Dutch have played a touch within themselves. The shootout demands the opposite. First taker sets the tone with a decisive run-up and clean strike. Netherlands 1-1 Morocco after extra time, and now it's the purest test there is. Penalties. If the Dutch have been managing the game cautiously, they've got to switch to total conviction here. Any stutter in the run-up is a signal to the keeper. After extra time, it's Netherlands 1-1 Morocco, and we're going to penalties now. The Dutch have looked a bit cautious by their standards, and the shootout will expose that instantly. Your first run-up has to be clean and committed, or the keeper smells doubt. After extra time, it's Netherlands 1-1 Morocco, and we're heading to penalties. If the Dutch really have play within themselves, this is where it gets exposed. Your first taker has to run up with total commitment, no hesitation for the keeper to read. After extra time, it's Netherlands 1-1 Morocco, and we are into the penalty shootout now. If the Dutch really did start in that cautious 5-4-1 mindset, they've got to ditch it instantly here. Your first run-up has to be decisive, or the keeper reads the doubt. After 2 exhausting hours, so Netherlands 1-1 Morocco, and now it comes down to penalties. This isn't a lottery. If you've rehearsed it, slow the breathing, pick your corner early, and Kuplatis scores the first penalty for the Netherlands, left-footed, and he buries it. Netherlands lead 1-0 in the shootout with the match still 1-1 after extra time. That's exactly the kind of clean, committed strike that settles everyone behind him.
The draw contract is still fully locked at 1-0 with all the liquidity stacked on certainty and both team win outcomes effectively marked to 0. With it, 1-1 and the shootout underway, penalties can't shift this market because it's grading extra time only.
Kuplatis has put the Netherlands 1-0 up in the shootout, and that's the template, routine, breath, pick the corner early and absolutely commit. And this noise is the process that keeps your technique intact when your legs are screaming.
The draw is still fully locked with all the money stacked on certainty and both team win outcomes effectively priced as 0. With penalties underway at 1-1, the shootout drama is real for fans, but it won't budge. This settled draw market.
Kuplatis has struck first in the shootout. Netherlands lead 1-0 on penalties with it still 1-1 after extra time. Now it's straight on to Morocco's response. Same routine. Pick the corner early and don't give the keeper a clue with any hesitation.
The draw contract is still pinned at effectively 1-0 with heavy bids stacked, while both Netherlands and Morocco win outcomes are priced as essentially 0. With penalties underway at 1-1 and the Dutch already scoring first, the shootout tension is huge. But this market stays settled on the draw.
Morocco have just missed their first penalty. El Ainaoui smashes the bar, so Netherlands lead 1-0 in the shootout at the 1 kick each. Worth a quick note on how a single miss can swing win probability even if the match market is already graded a draw.
That El Ainaoui miss is a real repricing moment. Shootout win odds swing hard toward the Netherlands even though the 1-1 match market is already effectively locked as a draw. With the Dutch up 1-0 after the first round, Morocco are instantly chasing just to level the shootout. The draw contract is fully locked at effectively 1-0 with bids stacked on certainty and both team win lines sitting at essentially 0. Even with the Netherlands 1-0 up in the shootout after Morocco hit the...
Whoever misses for the Netherlands in the shootout, he smashes it against the woodwork and it stays. Netherlands 1-1, Morocco 1. That's a huge let off of Morocco after their own miss, and suddenly the pressure swings right back onto the next Dutch taker. It's on penalties now after extra time, and you can see exactly why this isn't a lottery. The ones who lock into their routine strike it clean. The ones who don't start thinking about the keeper and the noise. That walk from halfway is where the battle is won. It's on penalties after 1-2-0 minutes, and you've already seen the whole story. 2 misses off the woodwork, then Rahimi steps up and just commits. That walk from halfway is brutal. Keep it simple, pick your corner early, and don't give the keeper a second of doubt. It's on penalties with Netherlands and Morocco still locked at 1-1 after extra time, and you can feel how that walk from halfway can mess with your head. The experienced takers shrink it down to a routine. Breathe, pick a corner, strike because the moment gets louder with every step. It's all in the shootout after 1-2-0 minutes.
Netherlands should now be a clear favorite in the shootout because they're up after 3 kicks each and Morocco already have 1 miss on the board. With the pressure flipped onto Morocco's next taker, that earlier Kluivert post hurts less if Orange simply keep converting.
Netherlands now lead 2-1 in the shootout after Weghorst scores. Quick read on how that swing should look in shootout win probabilities after Morocco's earlier miss and Kluivert hitting the post. War deep into the shootout now. Netherlands lead 2-1 on penalties after Weghorst tucked his away with it. Still 1-1 after extra time. With 2 earlier misses off the frame, every taker now is thinking first about clean contact and keeping the strike down. Talpe scores for Morocco in the shootout, right-footed and absolutely arrowed into the top right, and we're level at 2-2 on penalties with it still 1-1 after extra time. After all that woodwork earlier, that's pure conviction. No safety, just pick the corner and hit it clean. Netherlands lead 2-1 on penalties after Weghorst with it's still 1-1 after extra time, and the woodwork has already had its say twice. Now it's all about staying over the ball and trusting the routine, because that walk from halfway gets heavier every time. We're level at 2-2 on penalties after Talbot's emphatic finish with Netherlands, and Morocco still 1-1 after extra time. With the bar and post already rattled, the next takers won't be chasing perfection. Just head over it, clean contact, and trust the routine on that long walk in. We're level at 2-2 on penalties after Talbot absolutely rifled his into the top corner, and the woodwork has already been hit twice in this shootout. Now it's pure nerve and technique. Short run up, head over the ball, and commit to the corner without second-guessing the keeper. Another Dutch miss in the shootout. Quentin Timber fails to convert. Give us the updated shootout win-on swing and how markets react to back-to-back momentum shifts.
With Timber missing after Kluibert's earlier post, the live win, odds swing hard toward Morocco, jumping from roughly a coin flip to Morocco clearly favored. In a shootout, markets reprice instantly on conversion streaks, and Netherlands now need a Morocco miss to drag this back.
We're still level at 2-2 in the shootout after 1-2-0 minutes, and the woodwork has already been a major character tonight. Now it's about the next taker, resetting instantly, head over the ball, clean strike, and no second guessing once the run-up starts.
The draw contract is still completely locked at certainty, with all liquidity stacked there, and both team win outcomes effectively marked to 0. Even as the shootout stays tense at 2-2 on penalties, this market is treating the 1-2-0 minute 1-1 as already settled.
Hakimi smashes Morocco's penalty against the left post, still in the shootout. Netherlands 1-1, Morocco after extra time. That's the nightmare sound in a stadium. You picked your corner, hit it clean, and the frame of the goal says no. Still 2-2 in the shootout after Hakimi rattled the post, and you can see how the keeper's little feints are living in the takers' heads now. The ones who decide early and keep their chest and body over the ball are the ones most likely to find that corner under this pressure.
The draw contract is still completely locked at effectively 1-0, with all the liquidity sitting on certainty, and both team win outcomes priced as worthless. Even though the shootout swinging on every kick at 2-2, this market is already settled on 1-1 after extra time.
Someone steps up in the Netherlands and Bunu sage it. Brilliant. Stop up in that top left corner. That's a keeper trusting his read and getting real height on the dive, and suddenly the pressure swings hard onto the next taker. Saibari scores for Morocco, right-footed into the bottom left, and Morocco now lead this shootout 3-2 with the match still 1-1 after extra time. After Punu's save at the other end, that's a taker who commits early and keeps it low under massive pressure. It's over after the shootout. Netherlands 1-2, Morocco 1-3. Morocco take it on penalties at the 1-2-0 minutes, finish 1-1. Yassine Bounou is the difference maker. That big save from Somerville setting the tone, and Morocco hold their nerve to land the final. Kick.
The draw market is fully locked at certainty, with all the depth sitting on the draw and both team win outcomes effectively worthless. Even though Morocco just took the shootout 3-2, this contract is already settled on the 1-1 after extra time. The draw contract is fully locked at certainty with all liquidity sitting there and both team win outcomes effectively worthless. Even though Morocco taken on penalties after 1-2-0 minutes, this market grades extra time only, so it stays settled as 1-1. The draw contract is fully locked at 1-0 with all the depth sitting on certainty while both team win outcomes are effectively marked to 0. Even though Morocco won the shootout, the match is graded 1-1 after extra time, so there's no late repricing left to happen. The draw line is completely locked at 1-0 with all the liquidity stacked there, while both team win outcomes are effectively worthless. With Morocco taking it on penalties after 1-2-0 minutes ended 1-1, this market is already settled and there's no late swing left to price.
It finishes Netherlands 1-2, Morocco 1-3 on penalties, and you can see the mind games in every run-up. Those tiny goalkeeper pauses and body angles force that extra glance from the taker, and once you hesitate, the technique goes, and the frame of the goal suddenly feels smaller.
The draw contract is locked at certainty with all the depth sitting on that outcome while both Netherlands and Morocco win lines are effectively worthless. Now, with it finished 1-1 after extra time and Morocco taking it on penalties, there's no match clock risk left for this market to reprice. The draw contract is still pinned at certainty with heavy bids stacked there, and both team win lines are effectively worthless now. With Morocco winning on penalties after 1-2-0 ended 1-1, this market's already settled on the extra time score and there's nothing left to reprice. The draw contract is still pinned at certainty with all the depth sitting there, while both team win lines are effectively marked to 0. With Morocco winning the shoot-up at the game graded 1-1 after extra time, this one's already settled and there's no repricing left.